Chicks on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't changed.
Cleveland, shout out, I'm bleeding. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 1 a.m. Oh man, a special edition. We're on we're live on both channels now, simultaneous. How do you say it? Multicasting and things of that sort, fellas. How are you doing? RB Mojalani, what's happening?
Man, what's good, man? I'm feeling blessed and highly favored, man. Can't complain. How you doing, Jelani?
I was gonna try to think of something like fake deep to say, like something like so like something Rev Run would say at the end of an episode of Run's House. But I'm good, man. I'm all right. I can't complain right now. I'm good. I'm feeling
love Rev Run.
God is love, Rev Run. Exactly. No, I was gonna say I'm feeling I feel like Mo. I feel like every week you come on like a different aesthetic than the week before. you switch it up. It's not like one consistent vibe as far as how you dress on the pod.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I plan all week about it, man.
No facts. I could tell.
Nah, fact. Yeah, how you doing today, Rashad?
Man, I can't call this same old. I had like I was telling my boys earlier, probably about an hour ago. This was my first off day in a week and a half. And I took a nap today, bro, and it felt amazing, dude. I woke up. I ain't felt that good in probably maybe feels like a month, but it might probably in reality only been like 2 weeks, but it felt like the best I felt in a month, though. It was awesome.
That's good, bro. I'm glad to hear that, man. Glad you feeling refreshed. Yeah, I was off today too. I had went for a little walk around the neighborhood, whatnot. Got a little exercise in. Took me a little nap too. Man, y'all ever? Well, I know Rashad probably hasn't, but I think we might have talked about it. Jelani, you ever had the wings from Popeyes?
I have. So the thing about them is that they taste good to me, but it's like they will absolutely destroy your stomach.
Yeah. I feel that because I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, my stomach was bubbling a little bit earlier. But man,
you had them today?
Oh yeah.
Y'all know I had them biscuits. I had them biscuits over there.
Okay. Yeah, they got they be having a deal on Uber Eats and DoorDash where you can buy one 6-piece and get the other one free. So I'll be taking advantage of that.
Yeah, I live like right down the street from one, so I'm very familiar with this deal that you're talking about. I'm very aware.
Yeah, I had the strawberry joints a couple years ago, and that was like, I guess the closest I've gotten to like a Popeyes or Churches or KFC, anything like that in years.
Yo, let's hit them with the real tough questions, bro. Who got the best biscuits in the game?
This is definitely Churches.
Are we just doing fast food, or are we doing chain restaurants and fast food?
Let's just do fast food because we all know if it changed restaurants, we're going with Red Lobster.
Or you can go Old Charlie's with the rolls.
But rolls, I ain't never had the rolls from Old Charlie's. So are they like biscuits or are they rolls?
They rolls. But I mean like the bread, the free bread that you get with a meal, it's the same thing for real.
But then if we go on free bread, then we gotta go to Olive Garden breadsticks.
Nah. Not even in the same ballpark. I ain't gonna hold you.
If I'm going rolls, I'm going Texas Roadhouse.
Facts.
Texas Roadhouse got some good rolls.
Yeah. That cinnamon butter.
Yeah.
I might have to go Old Charlie's. I ain't gonna lie. Old Charlie's, you can get a box of Old Charlie's to go. I put you on. There's one on East West Connector for my people out in Cobb and stuff like that. The Old Charlie's, get a to-go box of just Old Charlie rolls. You can have that as a meal.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna have to try that. So biscuit wise, who y'all go? I'm slick. I don't know if I might say Bojangles is up there, but you said Churches. Churches is probably the winner because of that honey that they put in there.
Churches is. I feel like Churches. The biscuits are more famous for Churches than the chicken. The chicken is like it's like okay, but Facts. Churches they biscuits is like that's their signature meal.
You really get Church's chicken for like the price. You don't go there for the taste.
Yeah, churches doesn't really have like it's not a distinct taste. I don't know. Popeyes is you know what Popeyes is. You could look at it like a Popeyes piece of chicken and be like, that's Popeyes right there.
SSB, what's happening?
Yeah, I feel it's funny with churches, man. That's one of the signs you are not not in a good neighborhood. I ain't gonna hold you. It's like a church is right next to a Metro PCS. You might want to turn around.
You
They
just described the AUC.
Facts.
they do got that Popeyes in Marietta Square though. That's probably like the safest Popeyes location. That's a pretty. I've never seen a white person over there though.
Nah, facts. Hey, my boy agreed. Them church of biscuits, they money, man.
No, that's
Okay, so here's the thing with Bojangles, though, right? Bojangles, they biscuits are good if you get the dessert joints. You know what I'm saying? Like the little blueberry, bowberry biscuits, everything like that. But if we're talking regular biscuits, fast food, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to agree with SSB ammo. I'm gonna have to go Churches because regular biscuits. I'm trying to think anybody else. I feel like KFC got a good biscuit. KFC got a good biscuit, but it kind of goes well with the chicken though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to go with Churches just by biscuits by itself.
okay. If we talking like on some local, like I don't know if they have this outside of Georgia, but Martin's biscuits.
Just thinking about Martins, I ain't gonna lie.
Martin's biscuits are very good,
Yeah.
bro. But I don't know if they have. I'm actually looking up. Do they have Martins outside of Georgia?
Martins is up there. Go ahead, Mo.
I about to say, Martin's, you get them deals on them big old you get like a sausage biscuit or like any type of like egg and cheese biscuit for like $4. Them things be huge, man.
Super huge.
The Whataburger. Whataburger kind of the same thing where it's like a regional kind of like place and stuff like that. But their biscuit is good. Like I had a cheese and egg biscuit over there, and we were talking about that last part in Oklahoma and Tulsa, and that was good. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, I feel like them Popeyes biscuits, when you get them fresh, they don't be the best. But then heating them back up, to me, I think that's where, because then they get softer. Because initially they're so dry. But if you reheat them back up and then throw a little honey on there, bruh, they hit different.
You saying like spaghetti?
Hey, facts.
Yeah. So apparently, after doing my research, Martin's is just like a local thing, which is kind of crazy to me because it's like I think it's just like a local Metro Atlanta area type of thing. It says, nah, hold on. Specific Martin. Yeah, I think it is. That's crazy.
The world don't know about Martins?
I guess not outside of the Metro Atlanta area.
That might
It
be
ain't
like
even like
oh,
it ain't
go-
even like a Georgia thing. It's like like most of the locations are within like 30 minutes of Atlanta.
that's why that's like a new destination spot now. When people come in town, they're like, "What's the Georgia thing?" So you take on the Martins, save you some
Like,
money
you gotta go to Martin's, get a Martin's biscuit.
with that little apple pie. Look, hey Mo, I think Mo the one that put me on with Martins, bro, in high school.
Right, because they used to have one right up the street from my house, man. I used to go out there all the time.
Yeah, that's the same one that yeah, we were talking about the same location. Mo, you was also the first person in high school to put me onto the wing place over there too.
You talking about over there in that little shopping center?
Yeah. I remember you going there. I was like, oh, I didn't even know this was over here.
The one with the Walmart
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah, it ain't a Walmart no more, but yeah, that one right there.
It's not there no more. The Walmart not there no more.
It ain't been a Walmart. It's a grocery store, but it ain't been a Walmart in forever. Like this is very, very, very local for.
Yeah. This very Marietta-ish.
Yeah, it's very specific right here, but it's not a Walmart no more.
Yo, Jelani, you got to try this spot called the Wingman over there on Powder Springs Road. They got breaded wings for like a good price. and they'll throw the sauce and stuff on there. Bro, I had some the past weekend. Man, them things hit, bro.
All right, bet. I'm gonna look that up. So I'm gonna do my research.
Yeah.
Let's see some more into that.
Yeah, it's about like a little bit, just a touch less than $1 per wing. Cause we got like a 50 piece for $48.99.
Oh, that's in 2025. That's a good deal. I remember it used to be kind of like standard that you could get a wing place. You could get like a 10 piece wing at most wing places for $10. That was kind of like the standard deal, maybe like 10, 15 years ago. Now it's like $20 for a 10 piece with the combo with the fries and the drink. It's gonna be at least 20 now, which is crazy.
And then they ask you at the end, you want a tip. It's gonna ask you for a question
for a takeout order.
Right, fact.
Takeout order.
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna hold you. Some of the best wings in Marietta, though, for real, the Wing Cafe over there on Roswell Road, like down the street from the Big Chicken.
Yo, that whole area. Oh, my bad, bro.
That's all I was saying. I was just saying I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I was gonna say that whole area is like, just to keep it even more local. Like I grew up the street from that area mostly, like on that side of town. That whole area is like a completely different place. Like it's a Chick-fil-A over there now. It used to be a Kmart. I don't know. It's like a hardware store now. Like they didn't. I'm seeing. I told you before. Like you starting to see white people in area. Like Cobb is mostly white, but there's always usually like certain areas where black people live in. But you're starting to see white people pop up in even those type of areas of town.
Right, facts. Yeah, it's that stadium and changed everything, bro.
No, that's a fact. Speaking of black people, here is a great segue. Kai Cenat cut his dreads off. How do you guys feel about that?
Hey, man, me and Rashad, we've been talking about the stream like all month. It's crazy. I feel like he doesn't look that different. It doesn't feel like that big of a change. Like, some people, they cut their dreads off, it's like, dang, like a whole new person. Like, I don't think he completely looked that crazy. It might be because he kept showing little AI photos of himself, without the hair. But I say, man, it was dope. I like the whole thing. I was telling Rashad, like, it was dope to watch and to experience this whole month of seeing him, seeing Speed as well. I think for me though, like watching Kai like break all these records was just like super inspirational. It's just seeing like, him having like his real friends around him throughout the whole thing. His mom come on, like she crying because it's like you seeing your son really achieve great things. Like that scene, the part where Phantom had came on, and I want to thank Phantom, and then him and like Phantom started hugging and almost crying. It was just like stuff like that you don't get to really witness in real time most times, but it was this whole month was dope to watch. I know everybody's saying it was a begathon, blah blah blah, but I feel it was worth it for what we got in the end. Because if he didn't hit it, then it would have felt like this. I don't know. I wouldn't say it wouldn't have felt like it wasn't worth it because he still had a lot of great moments throughout it. But I think just to see him achieve it, and then even with like the 1 million views when LeBron was cutting the hair, crazy, bro. Like that man really is dope to watch because I'm like, man, he's really done a lot. And I think it's interesting you see people who don't watch streams, they don't really understand the significance of a lot of the stuff that he's doing. Because it just seems like I remember I saw this one comment where it was like, yeah, he's earlier in the month when it was talking about him pushing for the 1 million streams, I mean 1 million not 1 million subs. And they were like, oh, don't he get like 1 million subs like every year or every month or something like that, And it's like, no, like this ain't YouTube, This is a brand new platform that's still growing. So for him to reach that many subs is crazy because it's like you're also having to pay for these subs are getting paid for, and they only last for sometimes a month, so it's not like with YouTube you get 100 you get 1 million subs those subs are there because all somebody had to do is just click it and it's there for life, essentially, unless they unclick it. So I think, it was really dope to watch. I was very inspired by, all the different people that came on and seeing him achieve all the goals, so, anything is possible, man.
Nah, the thing I wanted to say to piggyback off of Mo is like, yeah, 100%. Like if he didn't beg, he definitely wouldn't have gotten the 1 million subs. And I remember earlier this year, Taylor Swift, she went on the Travis Kelce podcast and they premiered it on YouTube. And when they premiered it, I think there were like 1 million, 1.5 million people watching the premiere live on YouTube. And I was like, yo, this is like, I remember Kai last year when Kevin Hart came on for the first time and it was like 600,000. And I was like, dang, this man Kai, bro, like, bro, he the biggest thing on the internet. And then before that, it was like Nicki Minaj at 2 a.m. And it was like 400,000 people there at 2 a.m. to watch Nicki Minaj in his room. And I was like, yo, this man Kai, the biggest on the world. He's the biggest on the planet. And I seen that Taylor Swift. I'm like, dang, bro, Taylor Swift really big, this and that. But Kai getting 1 million at a time with LeBron on Twitch is such a big deal because it's a black person doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because like obviously black famous and white famous are two different things. So it's like, as I learned through the Taylor Swift thing. But it's on Twitch. Like Mo said, everybody's not on Twitch. Everybody's on YouTube. YouTube been around for 20 years and it's free. It's less ads. And then it's $13 across the board to get rid of the ads. You know what I mean? As opposed to Twitch, if you don't have Amazon Prime, you got to give $5, $6 to each person just to have no ads. And the ads on Twitch are much worse than YouTube ads. So, I mean, what he did is sensational. To have, dang, his lineup at the end was like Tony Hawk, the Hardy Boys, Alicia Keys, who else? Ray J, LeBron. Yep. Like, that's insane, bro. That's like the last 3 days for those 5 people at least. And I'm sure Mo could tell me I was missing a couple folks. That was sensational. Go ahead, Mo.
I was gonna say, can't forget Kevin and Drewski.
Like, oh yeah. I forgot Kevin Hart and Drewski. Like this man, he rented out a whole nother Airbnb for one night to call it Kevin Hart's house, and they acted like they like ruined the Airbnb or whatever. And I found out that it was kind of like just playing up their movie that they have coming out, which is based on them going to Kevin Hart's house and acting like they never been anywhere and just messing up everything and being young. And Kevin being like, yo, I'm old and rich. That's not how you treat a mansion. And so that's kind of the character they were playing at the house. And I was watching that replay right now on YouTube. It's like probably 7 hours. I'm like 3 hours and 50 minutes in right now. So yeah, like good stuff. I ain't gonna lie, good stuff all night. I want to pull this up for a second because Jelani moved on from this. He transitioned from it quickly. I wanted to pull this up. This is an old interview I did with Ray Shrimmer, and I brought up, we were talking about Roswell Road. I brought up Some More, which is on Roswell Road. I want to give Some More their flowers and stuff like that. And I just thought their reaction to it was cool. It was funny.
All right. Yes. I'm out.
Hold on.
It's good seeing you guys. Just like the journey, everything. I'm proud. Just a personal note, all the way from Cobb County, and then Mike Will, all the Some More. All right. Yes. I'm out Atlanta. But first things first, man. Shrimp Life 4, man. What should people expect?
People should Shrimp Life 4. Don't even expect shit. You know Ray Shrimmer. You know what type of music we dropping. Just find out which song is your favorite off the album, and go all the way up with it.
When y'all think about y'all journey, man, from Tupelo to now, like what do you just think of, man?
Man,
we were broken.
Just overcoming obstacles. Like, you know what I'm saying? From the bottom to the top. Broke. From nothing to something. Like, everything, the whole world flipped. What Will Smith say? Flip turned upside down. Like, for real.
Working
like,
a 9 to 5.
Laying in the pockets to shit and wipe my ass with money.
Working a 9 to 5 to having employees, to being successful young black men, to not having a struggle.
Being able to take care of the family, from not being able to even take care of myself. Like, it's like, bro, music really opened a lot of doors for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed. We blessed. We're going to continue to go to the moon with this shit.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all boys be easy, man. Proud of y'all.
Shrimp Life on the way.
Shrimp Life 4 didn't do much, but that was my first time watching that in years. So that's why I was like, oh snap, what else did they say? But yeah, man, like Roswell Road, bro, the home of Ray Sherman, home of dang like freaking Tony Snow, Roswell Road, home to the famous Big Chicken, home to like just off of Roswell Road, Marietta Diner, and now down the street from Roswell Road, just over one street over is the Battery and the home of the 2021 World Series champion Atlanta Braves. Roswell Road is like low key. It is where we marched in high school during the Memorial Day parade. Roswell Road, bro.
No facts.
And shout out to that's like the main, like I said, that's the main street in that's the main street like I grew up off of in Marietta or whatever, Cobb. So yeah, definitely shout out to Roswell. What was I about to say? Like, well, oh yeah, I'm gonna tie it into both. So yeah, so as far as like the Kai stuff, like I didn't watch a lot of it. I didn't really watch any of it live when it was happening, but I just saw like the highlights. But I just think like the idea of 1 million people watching one person is kind of wild, just because like there are TV shows that don't get 1 million people. Like literally, if you go look up the ratings, there's TV shows that only get like, I don't think First Take they do over 1 million views in the morning. It might be like a couple 100,000. You know what I'm saying? On like a regular basis, unless it's like a big episode or something like that. But there are a lot of like I said, a lot of shows. Let me put it like this: if First Take gets 1 million views, I know like some of them shows on FS1 not getting 1 million views. Like, you know, no disrespect to like Nick Wright or anything. I think he's a good, you know, analyst or whatever. But like, I don't think 1 million people watching that show, you know, on a daily
They're
basis.
not getting 1 million views. Indeed, that's
what I'm saying. Like, that's more than an episode of First Take. So it just goes to show like where we're at as far as how people consume media. Like, even Monday Night Raw is not on regular TV anymore. It's on Netflix. Like, streaming, and I don't necessarily think streaming is a good thing for the future, but it's where we at. Like, it's the future of entertainment as far as how people consume stuff. Like, people ain't really sitting down. How many people our age have? I ain't talking about YouTube TV. I'm talking about like how many people our age have a real cable package in the crib. Like most people our age don't. Say it again.
nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most people our age, we got apps, or you on TikTok, or you on Twitter, or you on Twitch, or you know. So yeah, we just in a new era as far as how people consume media in general. This is fascinating to see.
Kai Cenat on ESPN, as you guys see here on this graphic, would have been the number 9 show on ESPN with that stream with LeBron James cutting his hair. It would have been right above College Football Prime. It would have been above Formula One. It would have been above MLB Sunday Night. It would have been above Pardon the Interruption, First Take, Sports Center Weekend, NBA Today, Sports Center, Pat McAfee, Sports Center Late, Sports Center Early. It would have been over Sports Center, bro. Imagine that. Like, imagine like what Sports Center meant to you as a kid. And Kai Cenat getting his hair cut by LeBron James have more people watching that than people that watch Sports Center.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. It's funny. I was telling my mom about it. She was just like, so like, what does he do? And I was like, he streams, you know, that like, she's like, is he like a comedian? I'm like, nah, like he just makes content, you know. He makes good content, you know, how to be interactive, you know, it's just, it's, you know, it's what people enjoy watching, you know. It's like it's real life reality TV. You know, reality TV back in the day, you know, it wasn't really real, you know. Like they would really put in little things here and there to amplify like certain situations, which, you know, I feel like is similar with what he got going on sometimes. Well, what any streamer has sometimes where, you know, certain things are like they hype up certain moments, they make little skits out of moments that, you know, some people could tell, some people can't, X, Y, and Z. But I think for the most part, though, it's all on the spot, though, where it can't be edited. You just, what's happening is just what's happening. So I think, you know, that's where a lot of it, people enjoy that. But yeah, man. Let's say shout out to Kai, shout out to Speed. Speed, you know, just ended his as well. His was really dope. I think, you know, as I said with Kyle, just the more emotional aspect of it, because it was just like him breaking so many records and him just being reflective on everything as well. As opposed to, you know, Speed, I feel he was just like, because, you know, he's been doing this all over the world. So
Yeah,
this was
Speed already broke the records. Like he was breaking records in, like they said, like Indonesia and stuff like that. So
facts.
like you
So,
said, he kind of been there, done that for real, for real.
yeah. So, you know, I think it was dope to watch both. You know, I think the IRL aspect of it with Speed was really cool, just to see him interact with everyday people. You know, my boy Rashad even got on there, you know, but I think it was still cool with just how Kai had all the different celebrities. You got to see a different side of so many different people, you know, that you've never, especially like when they do interviews on different shows and stuff. Like let's say they go to the Breakfast Club. I feel it's a feeling of being more polished as opposed to you coming on stream. It's just, you know, just being yourself. You know, you in somebody's crib, you know, so yeah, so it's pretty dope. Yo, did you see what Wendy had said earlier about streaming?
Yeah, that was insane, man. I'll pull it up for Jelani and anybody else and stuff like that because I didn't watch the clip, but I read the caption of a clip and I was like, I don't know if she's clip farming or like what, but that's like an insane thing to say. And that's actually a great topic, Mo. Because like I know like moms who you know I went to school with, high school with, college with, who like post every now and again complaining about their kids like and having kids and stuff like that earlier than they expected to in life, and the father's not around, or they, you know, they broke up with the father and they're taking it out on a kid. Here's a 51-second clip. This is my first time watching it.
I got beds. That's basically it, guys. I've just literally been living life. Honestly, not streaming feels so good, but I miss streaming so much. Like I miss going out to parties and streaming everything. So I think I'm gonna start collabing and start going out and start streaming, start going to California again. I think I've been a mother way too long. Like it's been like 2 months straight of me being a mom. I'm tired of it. I'm not gonna be a mom no more. I'm gonna start going out again. I'm gonna go out every weekend. So, Carrie, Jen, thank you so much. So enough of me being a mom. I am gonna go out. So I don't know.
All right, so at first, like I was trying to give her like the first maybe 20 seconds, I was trying to give her like the benefit of the doubt. Cause like you could be a mom and you could be like, all right, like I need a day off, I need like a little break, you know, to like they're still human beings at the end of the day. But like when you say I'm not being a mom no more, like she was trying to it was almost like she was putting in like her 2 week notice from being a mom, the way she was describing it. Like you could take a little break, but you can't just. So I'm assuming she's like a new mom or something like that.
Now her kid like 2.
Okay, yeah, you still. I don't know. You might have to like, you know, maybe like adjust your schedule or something like that. But she said she missed going out to the clubs too. So I don't know, man. Is she like a single mom? I don't know who this person is. Is she like a streamer?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah.
I didn't even know she had a kid.
Oh yeah. She got a kid like I think like 2. Yeah, she has a very strong fan base within the streaming community. They are called Devotion. And she got a twin sister. But I think yeah, I don't know. Like I feel I get you, you know, needing a break. And I don't know if she's single. Cause I tuned into a stream one time and I saw her with her, like when she moved into her new house, her baby daddy was there. And so I don't know like what their relationship is, if she's just like, because she don't portray to be in a relationship typically on stream, but a lot of people don't, just for the simple fact that so they could be parasocial and like do different stuff of, if you want to, like the whole thing with her and it'd been like different guys where they've been like, oh, Wendy is she with this guy or blah blah blah, just adds to the, I said, this is really reality TV but not for real. So, but yeah, so I don't know. I mean, maybe she just like, yeah, like the dad gonna have to step up. Like I'm finna get out here and go get these bags. And I'm finna have fun, live my life. But it's just like, dang, man, like saying like, yeah, I'm just not gonna be a mother no more is kind of crazy. But I will say, prior to her taking this hiatus, she was never at home. Cause I would see her with like DDG.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know she was a mom. Like my introduction to her, which I'm pretty sure is probably your introduction to her, Mo, was like through DDG.
Mm-hmm.
So like apparently she was big on TikTok before, and DDG kind of introduced her to the world of streaming. He took her to like Japan or something like that. And ever since then, like she became big on, I don't want to say the black side of things, but perhaps like she had a big kind of Hispanic following on TikTok. And then, DDG introduced her to Twitch, and now black people know about her and stuff. Anyways, and the whole time that I've known about her, I did not know she had a child into this post. So I think that says a lot about, just how she was already living before she took this hiatus and break from content creation.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. Too.
You said what?
I said mama gotta have a life too.
Yeah. I mean, it is also different when you're the breadwinner and this is how you make your money, So I do somewhat get it where you got to get out there for the sake of, bringing in money. But at the same time, it's just like, yo, like, I don't know. Like your daughter will probably love to see you. These are probably some of the happiest 2 months, your daughter and had to be able to have with you, but it's like, hey, forget that. I'm back outside.
Well, okay, but look at this though. Is it the same thing as being a musician?
What you mean?
Say you're like Sierra. Like Sierra got to go on tour.
Sierra bring her kids.
Her kids can't go on tour like during the school year.
I know her kids were with her on the last tour.
But wasn't that during like the summer? Was it? Oh, I don't know. I'm just talking. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, shoot, a lot of these people will get their kids homeschooled. I mean, realistically, I'm pretty sure Blue Ivy's homeschooled.
Yeah. Well, Blue Ivy too famous to go to school. But like someone like Sierra's daughter is not famous. You know what I mean? Like the only famous child they have for real is Future.
Yeah, true.
That's because
Future Wilson.
Yeah. Which is, hey, if you like it, I love it. Mind my business. That's y'all family.
Right. It was so funny, with the whole Future and Sierra thing. For so long, he used to just throw in how he finna get his girl back. It's like, I see all this, but I'm still, she's still coming back to me. And yeah, 4 kids later with Russ?
Yeah, he used to be giving me like hope. Like that was like the, like, no, you're gonna make it happen, bro. You're gonna be like the example for all of us who want to get our girls back. And yeah, you're right. She never came back. It's almost like he had to do a trade-off, because that in that period of time, like after he left or after they separated, he was trying to get her back. That ended up being like the peak of his career, like that late 2014 to about like summer, like 2014 to 2016. That era of Future is probably his peak. And yeah, that was right after him and Sierra separated. And he was trying to get her back, and she found love. That was like real. Like the so-proclaimed like street dudes, they were really upset about that. that she ended up getting like with a non-street dude. They took that personally, like that was like that was their girlfriend or something like that.
They still be taking shots at him.
To this day, there's people that don't like Russell Wilson based off the fact that they like Future. As crazy as that sounds, it's a real thing.
Facts. Especially after they saw he changed the last name. Well, added on to the last name.
Okay, so see, all right. No. I'm on my business. I'm on my business.
But I will say that is a very public life lesson that a lot of men have to learn in life about how, especially when you're younger. I think in your early 20s, there's certain girls that you will date and kind of mess with, and then y'all kind of fall off, but it's always still that opening to always kind of get back in there. And so when you're young, you feel like, oh, I'm gonna always be able to like slide back in here. But then as time goes on, because I think especially like if it was you were dealing with the girl and you wasn't really treating her the way that you needed to, then it's like as she gets older, she's gonna eventually realize like, let me just move on from this situation, And because I remember I just over time learned that because it was certain girls that like, I was still able to always kind of slide back in there, even though I may be the one to stop texting and, I might just be not ish, you feel me? But then, you kind of hit them with a, hey, randomly one day, now y'all back talking, now y'all back linking. But, over time, it just, as you get older, I think women just start to wisen up and be like, why am I finna let him back in just to do the same crap, But this woman is the type of to avoid. Now, so were you saying that? You saying like the women who do continue to let men back in? But yeah, so I was saying like I do know I had a homeboy who said that. He was just like, bro, you can always, a certain girl you can always go back with. And I'm just like, I think at this certain point, man, I ain't through the party and BS. So, true. I think that's a good point. Yeah. People do want to be real moms and real parents these days.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I think it's like a now more than ever, it's like a hard line between like people either want to be outside or they want to be inside. Like it's no like the people that want to be outside, I think are really trying to take, especially women. I see like a lot of women now who are like really making sure they take whatever measure they got to take not to be a mom because they don't want to be moms. Like it's just oh yeah, he said avoid the windy or yeah, to an extent I agree with that. I wouldn't want my baby mom saying that she doesn't want to be a mom no more. I don't know if that's something that I would that I would want to hear, especially like I don't think a lot of these streamers think about this. Like a lot of these people that post their kids on social media, they think their kids not gonna grow up and see this type of stuff. Like all this stuff is there.
And your kids are like the thing about being a public figure, like if it's to the outside world, if it's just like a small thing that you remember, to that person, it's like the biggest thing in the world. So say, what's one person, like a random celebrity, one thing about? A celebrity, they're known about something. You bring them up and you're like, oh, that's the dude, Don Imus, right? God rest his soul, I guess. Right. He went on a rant about the Rutgers basketball team, right? Yeah. And so when you hear Don Imus, you think, oh, that's the guy that went on the nappy-headed O's rant about the Rutgers women's basketball team. And so now, like, to you, you just think of him that way, and then you move on about your day. To him, that's like the biggest thing. That's like everybody that passes him on the street, they bring up, oh, nappy-headed, am I right? Like it was, I'm saying the biggest thing around their world. So, like for this girl, for Wendy, for someone that we're just like, oh, the streamer, the content creator, Wendy. Oh, didn't one time she said that she was tired of being a mom and then moved on about their day? To her, and her kid, that's gonna be like the biggest thing for that kid growing. Like as Jelani was saying, like now the kid is 2, but when the kid gets to 5 and 6 and 7, like kids are gonna be like, "Oh, your mom's Wendy." Like she said that she didn't want to, and there's gonna be that kid's life all throughout grade school growing up. Imagine growing up as a teenager and you see this. Some guy sitting in his basement with a hoodie on, reacting to kid's mom and going at her. Wait, hold on. Are they roasting Jelani? Is this a sneak diss to Jelani?
You know, it's great, bro. I agree with homie's point. I was like, yeah, you made a valid point, bro. He's like, look at this guy in his basement. Nah, he got a point. I feel the same way about like OnlyFans. Like, there's gonna be a lot of people, and it's probably already happening. Like, it's certain people that are like children of OnlyFans creators that are, when you get to like middle school, high school, it's starting to get pointed out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's probably a real thing that happens, especially if your mom is like one of the bigger OnlyFans stars, like the real big ones. He had the same point. Like, yeah, it's like finding out. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where streaming goes though, like in the next 10 years. Because I feel like these networks like ABC, NBC, I feel like they're gonna try to find a way to do like more reality shows, like Love Island type, like that type of stuff on streaming, like on Twitch, on Kink, just because you've seen people starting to take it. Like streaming just used to be people in their crib playing video games. Like that's originally like a few years ago. That's what I used to see, or like people listening to music and stuff like that. And now it's like a full-fledged, production almost now.
Yeah, no, 100%. Kevin Hart was talking about this, like when he was going back and forth with Kai, because they had these Boy Scouts with them, and they were asking the kids, they were like, "What do y'all want to be? Would y'all rather be a streamer or a comedian?" And like the first kid said comedian, and then the other kid said streamer. And he said, "Everybody want to be streamers now." Oh, he said, "No, not you." SSB said he won't dissing you.
Okay, shout out to SSB. I'm like, damn, bro.
But yeah, man. But yeah. Where I was going with that. Yeah, and then so Kai was like, yeah, they want to be streamers. They don't want to be comedians. And then Kev, he hit him up with the would you rather be a billionaire or a millionaire? And then he pointed to the kids and they all said billionaire and stuff like that. He said streaming is just a trend. It's just the latest thing. You're gonna have to like kind of pivot from that eventually and stuff like that when it's no longer the hottest thing. When I think of streaming and you think about what it's going to be in 10 years, I think a great example that we have early on in the internet is like YouTube. Like, right? Like YouTubers were the thing 10 years ago. Now it's Twitch streamers and stuff like that, and streamers in general. You just look at those YouTubers and see the ones who did kind of make it through, and then the ones that kind of got stuck in YouTube and then just eventually quit, like the Jenna Marbles quit and stuff like that. Niga Higa, he kind of fell back from the world of YouTube. Timothy De La Ghetto, he broke through eventually through the mainstream, and then he kind of fell back a little bit now. And then you have people who successfully cross over, like the Donald Glovers, Justin Biebers, Chloe and Halle, all those people. So, you know what I mean? So it's just, it's the cream of the crop. Like, who's going to be able to cross over? Logan and Jake Paul crossing over into fighting world and stuff like that, combat. I think that's who you're going to see who's going to really survive in Twitch, because Twitch and streaming isn't going to be as hot in 10 years. It's going to be whatever else, whether it's, TikTok or whatever the new thing is going to be in 10 years.
Facts.
Hey, so you brought up Logan Paul and Jake Paul. So they do the I seen them. Yeah. I was gonna say they do the celebrity boxing. Oh yeah, SSB asked, do we think that the streaming bubble will pop? It's hard to say. I think that you'll always have like the main top guys, like the Kais and the Aiden Rosses, like those top level guys. But it's almost like even us if we being honest, like even us with us doing this podcast, like we kind of, the podcast bubble already burst for real, as far as like They're not doing them like Joe Rogan got the $250 million. Like those big deals that they did for podcasts, they're not really doing that no more. It's kind of like a niche thing at this point. I think it's gonna be the same thing with streaming. Like you'll have the top guys who really get to the bag, but for the most part, it's just gonna be people having like their niche audience. And you can still probably make money off of it. You can still make probably enough to at least pay your rent or something like that, which is that's a job, you know what I'm saying? But like it ain't gonna be too many people getting that costing that type of money. It'll be like a few. He said during the lockdowns that gave rise to so many, but yes, that's right. Yeah, no. But I was gonna say like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, they do the celebrity boxing. If you had to book Cardi versus Nicki right now, like obviously Cardi is pregnant, so she can't fight. She would have to wait till she gave birth. But like hypothetically speaking, I would put my money on Cardi. I feel like Cardi, like I could just tell that she fought a little bit more growing up than Nicki probably did.
No, facts. I agree. I think Cardi would definitely probably win that. I think, man, I've been feeling this way for a minute where Nicki just needs to get like some type of help. Cause the rants she be going on, I'm like, Gucci went like these are like the Gucci rants, but she does them like once every like 3 months, you know? And facts. BBL Boxing League, that would go crazy. Put it on
Zeus.
What is that?
I was just gonna say Zeus Network.
Zeus. Yes, sir. But well, shoot, that's what baddies is really. If you really think about it.
That's low key. That's literally what it. They should change the show to that. That should be the name of the show.
If you are a fan of the British Basketball League, tune into this episode of Real Rivals because we've got Black China. If you like the British Basketball League, click the link, enjoy the video.
But no, I definitely. But I just think, bro, I'm getting a little tired of the whole Nicki situation. Just all these rants, and it should be so long and drawn out. And you know, her fans do kind of enable her because they just ride for her so heavy when it's just like it do be obvious that she need help. Like I'm not on either one of their sides. I think both of them like really kind of took things too far.
Yeah, both of them dragging it. I want no parts in it. Like I think it's like that's women's business and stuff like that. When they be going, because when you start talking about like whenever I feel like whenever it's two pretty women and they arguing and they both go to like looks and they start nitpicking over the smallest things that dudes don't notice, I'm like, okay, bro, like y'all not even arguing about anything for real. Y'all just arguing just to argue. And I'm like, bro, yeah, this ain't our business. Just because then JT jump in, you know, the whole rap game jumping in, Ice Spice get thrown in. They try to mention Doechii name. Saucy Santana on Spaces talking about it. Saucy Santana, I don't want to get canceled. So, you know what I mean? So it's just like, shouts out my boy as well, friend of the channel. His name's Rashad. I interviewed him once and they was like, what's your name? And I said, Rashad. He said, oh, my name's Rashad. I said, what? Looked it up. Saucy Santana name is Rashad. But yeah, you know, like it's too messy, bro. Like you guys said, bro, like it's too messy, bro. Like
it's not even the fact of like it's women business, but they also talking about each other kids. And I'm just like, when you start doing stuff like that, y'all just in a whole different territory than what I even care to even entertain. Because I just think it's messed up. Like Nicki, I saw Nicki had posted like going at Culture and, you know, posted a picture of her gums, like, and did like a chain that was like a bunch of gums and stuff. Like, hey, Culture, come get your chain. It's just like, fam, she's like 6. Like, what's going on here? But I don't know. That whole situation is crazy. But, you know, and then to the point about the streaming, you know, Jelani, I agree that, you know, it's like you're not going to be able to get those $250 million deals probably anymore. But I do think there's still like a space for like to create a new popping podcast within the industry, just in a sense, because I see people like Grits and Eggs, their podcast recently came up within the last year. It's another podcast. It's like I think like Immoral something.
I thought you was about to mention those two British dudes.
Nah, I never watched them. I know who you're talking about. I just never watched them. It's these two girls that were popping on like TikTok, and then they started a podcast within the last year, and now they're going up. You know, so I think it's still a space, and I think with streaming though, I think that is where a lot of live television is going to slowly work its way. Like when I watched Kai on the Jennifer Hudson show, it was seeing how that whole situation went. I can see eventually they have like shows like Jennifer Hudson show on Twitch where you just tune in like that and watch it from that medium because it's more intimate and I think eventually it's just kind of like more people, as you said, a lot of people don't have cable. Like I just so happen am able to watch cable. Well, really, it's like because of Hulu Live, and I just watch it for like sporting events. But most people, it's really for like the older demographic that's sitting there watching a Jennifer Hudson show live, like on ABC or whatever. Because most people our age, we're not sitting down and watching that. We'll watch clips of whatever happens afterwards. But so I just think it's eventually going to transition its way out of that. And I think it's also going to probably be monetarily better for the people who do that, So, yeah, I think just streaming in general, I think that is kind of the way that a lot of this is going. I think it was seen to be a younger person thing, but then there's a lot of older people who are starting to get into it a little bit more. That is making it more entertaining. Like I could see like Marlon genuinely got into streaming. I could see him that being entertaining, just because high energy. Ray J could probably be a good streamer, and
yeah, Ray J already streams, yeah.
So I didn't know he actually streamed. I just saw him on Kai's stuff, but yeah. So I think it definitely that's just where things are heading to. How long it's gonna last, I don't know, but I think at least for the next like decade or so, streaming is where things are going to slowly transition into, and a lot more people are going to get into it. And I think with the like pandemic and everything, definitely kind of opened that gateway for a lot of this. But I think that's where things are heading. But speaking of pandemic,
hold on. I want to say this before you transition to. I think a great example of the shift going from podcasting and YouTube, because it was like YouTube, and then late kind of early to 2020s and stuff like that, it was kind of like, okay, I think the rise of the like when Joe Budden podcast first had that first offer from Spotify, I think that's when the tide was like officially here, that it's turned. Joe Rogan, everybody like that, Bill Simmons and the Ringer podcast network and things of that sort. All of that was late 2010s going into the 2020s. So that was like when the shift went from YouTube to podcasting. And now, like you said, we're going into streaming. I think because the element of streaming is you have someone like a great example right here, right in front of us. SSB can chat during the podcast live and add his input. So he's not just listening. Because you ever listen to a podcast, especially like a Joe Budden podcast, right? Where like they get so much wrong, especially before Mark Lamont Hill joined the podcast. Like you just listen to it and you're just correcting them as you're walking or listening to the pod. You can do that in real time now if the podcast is streamed, and you could just be in the chat being like, nah, it was actually this. Nah, this is what happened. This is the words you were thinking about, this and that. And you can give immediate feedback. And I think the consumer, enjoys that part of it. So I think that's why streaming will be a thing for another 10 years. Now, what's going to be the thing in 2035 when streaming kind of phases out, and it will still be relevant, but it won't be as relevant as it is right now? We don't know. I mean, if I did know, I'd be a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? But whatever that thing is, I'm looking forward to. Go ahead, Mo, with your transition.
I was going to say, I feel like with one thing I'll be thinking about that I missed, that I wish we could have carried on, and I would love to see be brought back, verses. By the time during pandemic with the verses, bro, that was amazing, man. You know, you get to so many people getting to display their catalog, and especially going back and forth. It's something that I wish we could have carried out and from that, but it's just as soon as everybody got back outside, they were like, we kind of good off of this now, you know? But I would love to see people, even people who already did it, you know, like I would love to see them do it again, you know, just kind of display some of their, like seeing people do their pretty much greatest hits all in one like live show, you know, where it's consistent of it. But I mean, a lot of people probably like, I can get paid doing this, like real money now, you know, so why would I just do this on, you know, a platform or whatever? But yeah, so it's just, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, that was, I missed that part. Who's your favorite verses?
My favorite ones were, I mean, obviously, like the Dipset versus Locks was dope. Gucci versus Jeezy was a moment. What other ones? Just on some like dusty hip hop head shit. I like the Ghostface versus Raekwon. We had Snoop versus DMX. You know, I like that one because that was low key like DMX's last. I think DMX passed like less than a year after that. That was one of DMX's last kind of like notable public appearances for real. So that one was dope. But yeah, those probably like the main ones that I remember. I just wanted to say that I hate that the last versus battle was Omarion versus Mario. And I hate that that's the last one because that was also the one where Ray J and I forget who else he was singing with, but their voices.
The
baby's born.
To making love to the baby's born. Making love to the baby's born.
I hate that was the last one. There was also a part of there where Omarion and his brother basically like perform oral sex on a watermelon. Like they brought a prop watermelon out and went down on it. So yeah, they kind of tarnished the legacy with that being the last one.
Bro, freaking Soldier Boy and Bow Wow, bro, was one of my favorite ones.
Oh yeah, facts. That's up there.
And Soldier Boy, this man Soldier Boy brought out freaking Lil Romeo. Now, I was thinking about that probably like last week, how he brought out Lil Romeo, bro. And that was just great, man. Shouts out to Soldier Boy.
This is the last image we saw of Versus right here. It's like a shitty like series finale of a TV show.
Yeah, see, I don't think I watched that one. I don't think I was.
I watched it. You see, I remembered that.
Yeah,
because Buddy brought out because they did an openers versus like a one hit wonder type versus. That's why Ray J was in it and stuff. And but dang, what was I thinking? So they brought out. Oh yeah. Someone brought out Jeremiah. And Jeremiah sounded terrible, and they was losing. It was Omarion because Mario was just making fun of their vocals all night. He was just like, Omarion, you can't sing with me. Like, you might be able to perform, you might have more hits, but you can't out sing me, bro. Like, so it's like this man brought out Jeremiah, and Jeremiah said, he said, oh. It was just a great moment. Shouts out to Mario, bro. Ultimate troll for sure. But yeah, this was a great one, man. Soldier Boy and Bow Wow. That was one of my another favorite ones. The cell phone ones, Sean Garrett and The Dream, where they just did like old Beyonce versus new Beyonce songs that they wrote. I thought that was pretty cool. Shouts out to the old head joints. I remember like Earth, Wind, and Fire went versus with who, the Isley Brothers?
Yeah, that was the one where they said Steve Harvey was talking too much.
Steve Harvey, and then he was talking to the chat, and he said, "The chat say I'm talking. I could talk, and they ain't that much I want." Like, yeah. I like that one too.
Yeah, and then he shut up for the rest. He got, I guess, somebody off the side that asked him to stop talking, so he just like shut up and started pouting for the rest of the show.
Monica and Brandy had one. No. Keisha Cole had one with who? Monica?
I think it might have been Ashanti.
Okay, Keisha Cole had one with Ashanti because she did Love, but the version of Love she did was with OT Genesis, and OT Genesis came and performed this version of Love, and I remember that moment specifically.
You might be. Hold on, you might be right though, because I think Ashanti was it like Ashanti and Maya or something. I can't even remember. I know Ashanti did one, but I do think Monica was on one of them too. Because it was at one point they was doing them like once a month. It was like pretty consistent at a certain point.
Yeah, when they had that deal with the Triller. Let me see which one Monica did. Monica versus who did she do? Oh, she did a versus with Brandy, who she's on tour with right now.
I was just thinking, I'm pretty sure it's probably them, but
oh yeah, because I remember it was like a meme that came from this. Yeah. Okay.
Versus is actually how Nelly got married to Ashanti.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's because of the Ja Rule. That was kind of disappointing to me because I'm low key like a bigger Fat Joe fan musically than like a lot of people, especially people from the South. So I was expecting him to have like a pretty good show because he does have a lot of hits, but it was kind of a dud. Him versus Ja Rule.
And he was Droper at that time, so like you think the guy who's the most tuned into the verses would have had like the best game plan for a versus.
None of them ever topped Dipset versus the Lox. Like that was.
It got like you said when Gucci talked about Jeezy dead homie and the homie that he made dead. Like that was crazy. That was
the biggest in my opinion. That was the biggest moment of the verses. I think the best verses was the Dipset and Lox, but the biggest moment was that Gucci. Because I remember, bro, I was in the studio, and like it was a session, and then the session was over, and then so now we all just sitting there watching the verses. And I remember we all sitting there, it's just like, it was like, bro, when he started performing the diss track, it was just like, yo, he actually performing it. And then he said, I'm smoking on, what was it, Pookie Low or whatever. I was like, bro, we was all like, oh my gosh, this really happening? Like, he really just said that. Like, yeah, that was crazy, bro. Put that boy in the dirt. I was like,
he said, dang. Put that in the dirt. He said, now look, we agreed before the verses that we wouldn't have done that song. That was a moment, bro. And then Lloyd Pierce was the coach of the Hawks. He said, we going outside of Magic City right now to get all these people registered to vote in Georgia. So it was around the time of the election.
I forgot at the beginning of that verses they did have Stacey Abrams pop on the screen and give like a little speech to that's how the government does, bro. They that's like the perfect representation of the government right there. Like we know all the black people are about to watch the Jeezy versus Gucci versus, so we're gonna have the black politician give a speech about how they need to vote the white man into office, and it's exactly what happened. Joe Biden became president not too long after that. So, but yeah, man.
I literally forgot about this message. This is insane, bro.
With the Ciroc logo right underneath her. That's the black experience right there. Right. But no, Mo summed it up perfectly though. This was the biggest moment for sure. But Lox versus Dipset was like the best overall. I would say like the best performance, at least from the Lox, at least.
No,
when they knocked off Joel Santana's bandana, I was like, oh man, they getting disrespectful now. But the whole tide turn, I think one of the greatest moments in hip hop history when Jadakiss said, "Hey Tech, tell these dudes where I'm at one time. This is what I do. I don't do Instagram. I don't do Twitter." And Jadakiss not doing Instagram or Twitter just added to the moment. Tech, what I do? All praises, all burn, it's all favors. The game's all tapped. The game is like, and nobody knew the song, so they thought he was actually freestyling. But it's a freestyle he released randomly on a random mixtape in 2011 that nobody knew. It was just, oh man, oh, there will be nothing that tops that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Pause.
Nah, facts, bro. Yeah, that was definitely a moment, man. As I said, them verses, bro. That was, man, top tier entertainment, bro. Yo, one last thing about the whole Gucci and Jeezy thing. There's a lot of people at the time that was like, bro, man, Gucci, that was just immature of him. He supposed to be, setting a better example. But I think, some people really forget the real human aspect of some of this stuff. It's like, you really sharing the stage. It's like me getting over this is really big of me because I'm like, you really tried to get me killed, bro. Like, if you had it your way, I wouldn't be here right now. So I'm like, your emotions run high. Cause I don't know how I would feel in the moment if I'm like sharing the stage with somebody who tried to get me killed. And then like he was only unsuccessful because I was able to defend myself, but then had to go through all the stuff he had to go through in the process. I mean, because of him defending himself, having to like face all these legal issues and stuff. It's like, bro, you really like, because of that one decision that you made took up so much of my life, so I think, I think people forget the human aspect of some of this stuff. It's like, you're supposed to be just a bigger person, because especially seeing Jeezy now, Jeezy is like, his image is so much cleaner these days. It's like, him just sitting back, just chilling, like, hey, bro, we need to be respectful. It's like, man, like, as I said, like, if it was left up to you, bro, I wouldn't be standing here right now, man, but it'd be like that.
Yo, no, I was thinking that too. It was very funny, like you said, to try to get somebody killed and then to be on stage like, yo, we agreed to these terms before the show. Like, bro, this ain't the time to really be talking about that right now. But you have brought up Lil Romeo coming out at the Soulja Boy, Bow Wow versus. I was thinking like I can only name like Lil Romeo was always. I feel like he was way more famous than what his music was. Because I can't really name
100% respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Because Master P is a friend of the channel, things of that sort,
So, salute to Master P.
A real New Orleans and legend and everything. However, yes, that is true. Romeo is more famous as a person than his actual music. He had a Nickelodeon show, you know what I'm saying? So Romeo definitely did his thing. but Soulja Boy is a troll for this, bro, because Romeo had like 2 hits and they were both just remakes. It is the Romeo, it takes 2 to make a thing go right. And then he had the one that it was like, nah, they don't understand. They don't want to get. Oh no, and that song's actually in my playlist that parents just don't understand. But both of those songs are just remakes of hit songs. So
he had the what was the other one? He had okay, so he had the Bow Wow diss. The
was
I'm
that
a
a
hood
hit?
star. You know what is like that. I remember my homie showed me that on I remember my homie showing me that on video on Music Choice, like it was like Nas Ether, like really being yo, that Little Romeo, that new Bow Wow dish just came out. He had that one, and then he had the one where they sampled the Jackson 5.
I remember that one. I forgot the song, but I know what
like
you're
my
talking
girlfriend
about.
or something like that. Hold on.
Yeah, I had a Bow Wow CD. I had a Lil Romeo CD from like McDonald's, bro.
That's crazy, yo. We really like. They used to give us CDs in
the kids meal, bro. I had a Lil Romeo kids meal, bro, from McDonald's. Let me see, Lil Romeo McDonald's, bro. It popped up on Google too, bro. Look at this. There was a second one with a whole Disney Radio Mighty Music, bro. Hold on,
That's
let me
the
see.
most early 2000s.
Oh my goodness, bro.
The most early 2000s thing I've seen in a minute.
Dang, this is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. We had a childhood, bro. We had a childhood. This come with the Mighty Kids meal, Lil Romeo, Limit, Devin, Bow Sisters. Ain't none of them did nothing. Lil Romeo, the only one that outlived.
I was about to say, I don't know who you are.
Dang, man.
Oh, and he had the ICDC commercial.
Oh yeah. Okay. ICDC commercial might be his biggest joint. That might be his biggest.
I'm
But
so
I had this CD. I
DC.
had this CD. This Lil Romeo CD, bro. I for sure had that. Shout out.
Nah,
Lil
he was
Romeo.
popping though. I always knew who he was. Like he just. I think wasn't he? He was in Max Keeble's Big Move, wasn't he?
It
Am I
wouldn't
tripping?
surprise me because he was everywhere. Lil Romeo was everywhere, bro.
I think Lil Romeo was in Max Keeble's Big Move. I could be tripping.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was popping.
Yeah. Shout out Lil Romeo, bro.
Oh, and he did the Static Shock theme song.
He did the Static Shock theme song.
Stop criminals, get the bad guys. Right, he was
Lil
like
Romeo might just be
Static
him.
Shock.
Lil Romeo, nah. Lil Romeo, this man, cause he just like his dad, Master P. Like Master P, really like started up an independent, like one of the most successful, if not the most successful independent hip hop label ever, and then had a whole NBA career, and then started up his own, like, you know what I'm saying, snack business and cereal box business. And like Master P is up there in terms of like just black people accomplishments in lifetime. And like his son did the same thing. Lil Romeo like acted in movies as a kid, major movies, created theme songs and jingles, and that we all remember. Had a successful career as a kid, a successful career as an actor, and now it's kind of chilling. And also played college basketball with DeMar DeRozan.
I was just about to bring that up. He did play college basketball with DeMar DeRozan. It's kind of crazy.
Shout out Romeo, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We got to throw some more respect on his name. But I was singing this. I seen, like I said, I mentioned this the other day, but I seen Bow Wow, right? I seen Bow Wow perform earlier this year. It was like a bucket list moment, and it was in New Orleans, and he did "Fresh as I'm Is." And like when he did it, like at the beginning of the song, I was like, this is kind of like a hip hop moment. Like he's doing this song in New Orleans, like. But everybody was singing and dancing along to it, and they were kind of laughing when he said the 18 making more than your dad line and stuff like that. I was like, man, I don't know. I see little hip hop dishes in places, and I'm like, bro, this is like a big deal. I think people should be making more of a big deal out of it.
He should have did the song he had with Birdman. I don't know if you remember that one, but it's really, really nice to meet you, Ma. I really, really dig your stuff.
He did that song. He did that. He did that.
They ran that into the ground on 106.
Bow Wow is like that. That's why it was funny, like you said, with Soulja Boy bringing out Romeo, because like Bow Wow actually Bow Wow was legitimately one of them ones. Like he got hits.
He was just in terms of like popularity. I'm not saying rapping wise, but like you would have to say he was one of the top 10 biggest rappers of the 2000s.
I'm not mad at that. He like the Black Justin Bieber.
You say he's the Black Justin Bieber?
Early 2000s.
Yeah, somewhat. I definitely say he is definitely one of the biggest artists of the 2000s, just with his run with him and Omarion. And then, him and Soulja Boy eventually kind of making some tracks together. Yeah, I think he definitely had like a good run. Where, I think now it's hard people don't give him that same credit, because, he's done a lot of corny stuff over the years. So, it's interesting how they will kind of discredit everything else you did if your ending isn't nowhere near, if you're still not the top, So I think, Bow Wow deserves a lot more credit than what he gets, I believe.
And that was only the case because like I said, I don't think you can be a child star or a professional athlete and be a cool person. I don't think you can. Shout out to my brother JD as well. I don't think you can because you never had to learn how to be cool. Like if you was famous at 7, 6 years old, 12 years old, like those are the years that you learn how to, be lame, bump your head, learn about social cues, learn about social circles and like social etiquette. And you don't get that when you're famous. Everybody just kind of glazes you. So it's like when you get older, you never learned, okay, this is lame, this is whack, this is cool, this is not. And so you just come across as a lame person. And I think Bow Wow, that's something that he dealt with throughout early adulthood in his 20s and kind of like a lot of his 30s. And then
I don't necessarily agree with that statement, bro.
Go ahead.
Because I'm like, Leonardo DiCaprio, I think, what's her name? Drew Barrymore. She not lame. I think, yeah, I feel you to an extent, but I'm like, even like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was famous as like a teenager. And I don't think he grew up to be like a lame person. He grew up to be a little weird over time. But I don't think necessarily like a lame. You know, I think with like Bow Wow, it's just like he done did some corny stuff just over time. I get the overall sentiment, what you're saying, but I don't think it's like every person is like, if you become a child star, you're just bound to just end up being a corny person growing up because people don't know how to, because you didn't learn certain things. And I think if you have grounded people around you, then it's a little bit different. I think with like, I don't know what happened with Bow Wow. I don't know why he didn't end up doing like some of the corny stuff that he's doing. But at the same time, I feel like, yeah, it's not a guarantee that that's going to happen, you know?
Okay, so we have Lil Wayne. Who's another child star that was like outside of like, you know what I'm saying, Justin Timberlake, Drew Barrymore? I guess you could say Usher, maybe. Shout out Usher.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could think about Usher in that sense.
Usher was a child star.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
Yeah.
Everybody else, more than likely, you be looking wild when you grow up.
Pull up a list of child stars.
All right, here we go. So I mean, off top, I could think the cast of That's So Raven, like the entire cast. Like,
well, hold on. Zendaya grew up normal.
Yeah, well, her dad be on her all the time. Like he was around her all the time, so he kind of like protected her to be relatively normal. However, see, y'all gonna get me in trouble. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna get off the tape though. I'm gonna get off the tape though. Former child stars. Hold on.
Leon Thomas, Victoria Justice.
Well, okay, Leon Thomas. He was he was just raised around his family and stuff like that and things of that sort. Tyler James Williams. Okay, he pretty normal. Okay, he be dressing kind of feminine and stuff like that, but he a pretty normal dude overall. I don't even know who this is. Don't know who this is. No. I know who he is now. I don't know who he was as a kid. Oh, shout out Aisha D. I remember Aisha D. But what she do now? I don't even know what she did. They say she starred in Netflix. I ain't never seen that show. But I remember Aisha D when she was like 16. She was one of my crushes when I was a kid. Cole Sprouse. The Sprouse twins turned out to be normal, but they kind of like detached and kind of like weird though. But they are like, I guess, relatively normal. The Cole twins. Alfred and he was in Harry Potter, bro, from How to Get Away with Unaliving. Did not know
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Jodie Foster. Okay, shout out Jodie Foster. Thomas Brody Sangster. I have no clue who that is. Gabby Hoffman. Phoebe Tonkin. Don't know who that is. Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff turned out to be normal. But Hilary Duff left Hollywood, though. You know what I'm saying? So I think people who like leave being famous.
I mean, she didn't leave being famous. She's still mad famous. She
be acting now, but she took a big step back though. You agree?
Yeah, I would say to an extent, yeah. I mean, she's just a celebrity now. I mean, It's just like she doesn't necessarily. I don't think it's not like she just don't be in the limelight. Like she still be doing stuff, but she don't really act as much and don't sing.
But it's like, so say, I feel like everybody that is normal, they had to take a step back. Like all the people we naming as normal, Hilary Duff, the Sprouse twins, Zendaya, they all took a step back. Like Zendaya don't tweet. She not active on social media. Hillary Duff took a step back from the limelight. Sprouse Twins took a step back from the limelight. Lil Wayne does not tweet. He does not use social media. He act like he don't know what the internet is.
I mean, I think a lot of people who use social media too much end up being corny anyway. I think a lot of people who use social media very heavily aren't really grounded, and they use that as they have a skewed perception of reality anyway. That will make them corny, because you think everything online is the perception of what the world is, when it's not like that. You know,
that's a fact. But people who use social media on a quote unquote regular basis, who knows what the internet is, who is on social media. So say like, Tracy Ellis Ross, I wouldn't call her corny. Some people are like, she be wilding because she's 52 doing what she's doing. But like, for the most part, I think most people agree she's not corny. I think Solange, most people don't think Solange is corny.
Yeah, Beyonce, Kelly Rowland.
Beyonce a bit, she a bit eccentric, you know what I'm saying? She a bit eclectic.
Now, facts. But I would say Kelly Rowland, very normal.
Kelly Rowland is extremely normal. She's as normal as you can be in that position.
Yeah. So,
wait, do y'all consider them child stars though?
Nah, I mean, but Kelly Rowland is though, because like Destiny Child was popping at like what 14, 15, 16. China Anne McClain is another example of a child star that had a little rocky transition to adulthood.
Paige Hurd. Paige Hurd is pretty normal, bro.
She pretty normal. I was trying to think of like a moment where she was like, she was hanging out with Lil Twist, and then a shout out Lil Twist. What was you about to say, Jelani?
No, but I'll say I do agree though, for the most part, like especially I don't know so much nowadays, just because I think more parents know now, like you got to be around your kid and really, I feel like back in like the 80s, 90s, you had more examples of kids like getting sent off to Hollywood and just being left out there and like trusting the Hollywood system and stuff like that. Like you saw it with like the whole Dan Schneider and Nickelodeon. Like a lot of those kids, they weren't really necessarily being supervised all the time. So like I think more people now, we know like, okay, Hollywood is a creepy place. There's a lot of predatory people out there. It's like more structured now. But there was definitely an era of like 80s, 90s child stars that grew up to be very different. Like you said, like the whole cast of That's So Raven, like a lot of those, there's definitely a lot of people like that came out of that era.
Did y'all know this was the same dude?
I don't think I ever saw I saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I didn't see Finding Neverland.
No, Good Doctor.
Yeah, I've never seen The Good Doctor. I've heard about it, but no, I didn't realize that was the same guy.
That was like shocking to me, because Charlie and the Chocolate Factory felt like it's like a 70s movie, but I guess it's an 80s movie. So the kid, because like Good Doctor, kid is like he's like a child prodigy. You know what I'm saying? Like as a doctor, like a young doctor who's like I think he's on the spectrum, and he's just like the most genius doctor. He's like he could fix everything in a second. He's like, oh, you just, but it's like the part that's like the curve is that he's on the spectrum. I saw like one weekend when I visited Valdosta, when I first transferred to Georgia State. I went to Valdosta's homecoming or something like that. And when I was staying in my homie's crib on the couch, like the dude was watching Good Doctor, and he explained it to me, and we watched like 3 episodes in the morning before I started getting ready and like left. But yeah, I just remember the show from then. And
I think you were thinking about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Charlie and the
this is the one that came. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off again. This is the one that came out in 2005.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the one in 1980.
Yeah. Nah, because that movie did come out in the 70s.
Okay, yeah. I
I'm about to
said,
say,
dang, bro, he young.
yeah, I saw the 2005 one in theaters when I was a kid.
Okay. I remember her in this, but I don't remember her in this.
Yeah, I've never seen nothing Molly Ringwald did after the 80s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to love the Rat Pack, like all those that whole group, the movies that they made. Yeah, I used to love all the movies, man.
Neil Patrick Harris, I didn't know he was a child star.
Yeah,
he kind of lines up
He's
though.
in Doogie Howser. That's
Yeah.
before my time, though. But I know about that show about Doogie Howser.
He kind of, I don't know. He seemed like he kind of off a little bit.
He's just gay.
Oh yeah, no. He totally
he's
normal.
just a normal gay
totally
dude.
normal. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He totally normal, y'all.
Yeah, he's just a normal, overly gay dude.
Oh yeah. He a normal dude for sure. I don't even know who this is. Macaulay Culkin. Oh, he definitely. He a little different, but he funny. He cool. He married Brenda Song. So who won in
I was
the
gonna
end?
say he good.
Yeah.
He married London Tipton.
Facts. London on the track.
Yeah, she changed that man's whole life.
She bad.
Yeah,
What's your not to get like we can still stay on this topic, but I actually was thinking about this earlier today. Like, what would be my top 5? I was just thinking about 3 networks, like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel. Like, what would be my top 5 from each? Like, just as far as your personal favorites, like, not even what do you think is the greatest, just your favorite 5 from each of those. We ain't got to do it right now if you don't want to, but yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. My boy's bringing out whenever we bring out the Word document, it's getting serious. Boy's trying to get on the business.
All right.
I mean, I could do I could start with my Disney.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if I had to pick Disney, actually, Disney might be the toughest one for me to, because that's probably the one I watched the least. But even though I watched all 3 pretty, so okay, I'm gonna go Proud Family. It's in no order.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Proud Family. I definitely gotta go That's So Raven.
Okay. We 2 for 2.
I'm gonna go just off of, even though it's a kid show, like a little kid show, but it definitely reminds me of my childhood and like being like a little kid. I'm gonna go Bear in the Big Blue House.
Okay, we might have our first miss.
Just off of pure nostalgia. That's really it. I'm gonna go Even Stevens.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf. People don't know.
Classic show. I'm gonna go a wild card. I'm gonna go. There's probably other ones I could do. I'm gonna go Phil of the Future.
I think about that. Like, to be honest, it's the weirdest thing in terms of like my when I have to give a barometer, like a stop point, a reference point of time and the reference of time and stuff like that, I think about Phil of the Future. I'm like, okay, Phil of the Future came out in 2004. If this person was born after 2004, I'm like, dang, you were born after Phil of the Future? If the person, like, that's literally how I think. I don't know why. I guess because the name of the show is Phil of the Future, and the concept was like he's in the future.
Okay, hold on. Take off Bear in the Big Blue House.
Okay.
Yeah, let me get American Dragon Jake Long.
American Dragon.
Yeah, that has to be there.
American Dragon.
So do we want to like alternate, like you could pick your Disney ones, or do you want to, are we doing 3 different?
Go ahead, Mo. Hold on, let me put Jelani's name. All right.
So I like your list for the most part. I definitely put Proud Family in there. I will say, honestly, I'll keep it a buck. Kim Possible.
Kim Possible.
It's a great pick.
Phineas and Ferb.
The 4 days of summer vacation.
That was like the last the last Disney Channel I was really like into. Like before
Facts.
we kind of got a little bit too old to watch it.
Yeah, facts. I would go American Dragon Jake Long as well.
American Dragon.
And man, I'm trying to think. Because if I was to do a fifth spot, I kind of want to put That's So Raven, but I don't know. Like, I feel like if I'm being true to like what did I actually watch during that time more, I think I'll keep it a buck. I really rocked with Lizzie McGuire.
Oh,
I thought about putting that on mine too, just for like, because I feel like that was the signature. Before That's So Raven came out, I feel like that was the signature Disney Channel show.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I would have to go with. I feel like it's the other few ones that like I really rocked with. Like, I like well, nah, I was gonna say Lilo and Stitch. That was a good show. I wouldn't put it in my top, but that was like stuff like that I'll rock with. But yeah, I think those would have to be my top 5.
all right. So here I go, man. I'm gonna go Proud Family because they black.
Got to.
Gotta go Hannah Montana. The best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And Cody. Okay. Now it gets a little tricky. I'm gonna go That's So Raven because they black. And then I think I want to go out of the box. Hey, out of the box. Hey.
That's a good like, yeah, like you probably picked that for the same reason I picked Bear in the Big Blue House at first. Like that's also one of those like that show. What was the other one? Roly Poly. Like those three right there remind me of just being like a little kid in the summertime at like my grandma's crib.
It's just a great song. Like, and then they say, it's so great. And sing and play together in the box. And now it's time to say good. Like, that's a great song. So shouts out to Out of the Box.
Yo, y'all remember that one girl that was on the couch? It was like she had like the clown fit looking.
The big comfy couch.
Yeah.
They used to come on I think PBS.
Yeah. That
PBS is for the Trench Babies.
Yeah, I used to love
if you ain't had no cable, you was watching PBS.
I definitely did not have cable. I had cable on my dad's crib on the weekends, but not
with the little antenna TV. Yeah, PBS. Arthur is the best you gonna get.
Oh, bro, Arthur is my all-time favorite cartoon, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you.
You said Arthur?
Yeah.
I grew up on PBS, so I'm all the shows from that era, like. Yeah, Arthur, Cyber Chase. I was Zoom.
Oh, yeah, you was a Trench baby.
Yeah, I was tapped in.
I mean, but shoot, bro, like you ain't have to be a Trench baby. It's just like you wake up, especially like Saturday mornings, bro. They used to have the Saturday morning cartoons, and then I know when I went to my grandparents, they used to always, cause bro. I remember like grandparents, they'll never want you. At least mine. They'll never want you to sleep in. If you sleep past like 9, 10 o'clock, like I remember one time I slept till like 11 one time, bro. They were so concerned. Like, it was just like, they're like, are you okay? Like, I'm like, yeah, like, I was just up late. You feel me? Like, I'm in middle school, bro. Like, but yeah, they used to turn on Arthur every morning. And yeah, I used to love it. And then, I think Read Between the Lines came on like right after that.
You know ball.
Y'all saw Reading Rainbow came back?
Nah.
Yeah, with the dude that went viral from the librarian.
Yeah, the librarian. You remember him, Mo? The dude that used to be like, get a library card. The library is the greatest place on earth.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't think I really watched Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
The original version? Oh no, that's the reboot. The original version had LeVar Burton from Star Trek, Black dude. Yeah, there's nothing that came on PBS from like 2000 to about 2010 that I didn't watch. Like literally every single fetch with Rough Ruffman, you had to be there. See, that's a real deep cut right there.
Yeah. Nah, I remember that one. Well, I
Maya and
remember,
Miguel.
Yeah.
I remember these names that you're bringing up. But you don't know this dude, Maurice?
I do not.
Yeah, you don't know the original Reading Rainbow? Like you ain't never watched it in class or nothing like that?
Nah.
You ain't like that was like a thing, even if you didn't watch the show, they played it in class for us.
Butterfly in the
Yeah.
sky.
Yeah, I don't know. Like legit, none of the schools I ever went to turned on Reading Rainbow, bro.
Dang, but they played Magic. Hey, Magic School Bus is one of them ones now.
Nah, facts.
Magic School Bus might be the best educational show for sure.
Oh, facts. Bro, y'all remember for MLK Day, our friend Arthur or whatever? I mean, our friend
The cartoon.
yeah, bro.
I don't think I feel bad saying this, but I feel like every time they used to play that, like I would go to sleep in class.
I was about to say, I knew you was gonna say you go to sleep.
I feel like every time because I don't remember ever. Like I just remember seeing it on like television. I remember seeing it in like like when we was kids, you watch a VHS tape that have the previews at the beginning of the VHS. I remember seeing it on there, but I can't tell you anything that happened in that movie for real.
Yeah, oh man, it was a good movie, bro. He went back in time and was in the mix in the trenches with Martin. I think there was like I can't remember the full movie, but yeah, I remember him being in the trenches with him and learning all about it. It's just like wow. And I think it was like I remember when Martin got shot. It was just like he was so sad and yeah, bro. It was
Am I tripping, or was it a black kid and a white kid? Am I tripping?
Yeah, or is it like it is like a white kid?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I thought too.
The point was kind of to be like, oh, this is how black people get treated? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so we got what was you gonna say?
I was thinking about educational shows like Brain Pop, the little joint with the two dudes. That's definitely up there in terms of educational shows. Like that was digital, non-traditional. It wasn't on PBS. It was on just the internet on brainpop.com, bro. That's up there. Carla Zeus, I believe he retired. No. He was laid off of CNN. He's only got 9,000 followers. Wait, hold on. How many he got on Twitter? 62,000. Okay. I was trying to say it like he had 9,000 on Instagram. I was like, I could reach out to this dude. He got 62,000. He might be a little. I'll still reach out to him though. Ain't no way Carla Zeus 36. That's a lie.
I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm not familiar.
Carla Zeus. This is a very specific figure right here. Carla Zeus. He did CNN Kids, bro. He hosted it, and we watched it every morning in 8th grade. Social studies, but it was like I was in magnet program. So it was shout out Mr. Duncan. He would play it every day at the beginning of class, and it'll be like 3 minutes of just the news that we just watch every morning. And that's where I got put on with the Obama on the left, McCain on the right. We can talk politics all night, and you can vote however you like. I said you can vote however you like. That's from the Ron Clark Academy. They performed that at the White House after Obama got elected. And but Carla Zeus, he was the host of the show. And we watched it in 7th grade and then 8th grade in magnet. And yeah, shout out. But he's definitely not 36. Because if I was 13, 12 years old in 7th and 8th grade, the dude was not hosting a CNN show 6 years older than me. Because he would be how old? 19? 18 years old? Ain't no way.
I mean, if it was the kids' version, it might have been.
No chance in the world. See, there it is. CNN Student News. There it is. Ain't no way, though.
Oh, no, he was grown.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. 2008 election or something like that. Yeah, come on now. This ain't no 19-year-old. Look at him at the old CNN building, man. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I got off track.
All right, so
Brain pop has to be up there. Brain pop, bro. Here we go. These two right here, man.
yeah, I remember
Legend.
the robot. They used to show that in school, like it was for all subjects too.
Funny dude too. Brain pop got to be up there. Magic School Bus is number one, of course. I got to put in my brother Carl Zeus as the big three.
I would say Bill Nye would be number one.
Oh, Bill Nye, the science guy. But Bill Nye was it? Shout out Bill Nye. He just got his Hollywood star. Bill Nye was it to me as exciting and entertaining constantly, like, you know what I'm saying? Magic School Bus, because Magic School Bus felt like watching a regular cartoon. It didn't feel like I was watching something educational. Bill Nye felt like I was watching something educational at times.
No, facts.
I get what you're saying. I'm gonna do my 5 Nick ones real quick.
Okay, y'all saw Jaylen Brown was at the thing. He was at the ceremony for his Hollywood star last week.
Oh, I didn't see. That's very random.
Yeah, it
makes sense though. He went to MIT or studied at MIT.
Yeah, that's his whole brand. All right. Let's go back to it. Joe McHale was also there. Did you see? Wait, hold on. This is what I noticed. Joe McHale is just as tall as Jaylen Brown, or just about.
He got to be on like a pedestal or something.
Hold on, let me see. Joe
Jaylen Brown like 6'7", 6'8".
That's what I was. Joe McHale 6'4".
Oh, that's crazy. You would just be different heights. Yeah, no, Nick. I gotta go SpongeBob. I'm gonna go Jimmy Neutron. I'm gonna throw a wild card in here. This was like, hold on a second. This was like my middle school years around this time. Do I want to do this one? All right, I'm not gonna put this one in there, but I'm gonna give an honorable mention to the show Unfabulous. That was one of my
them had the baddies.
That was one of my joints back in the day. Unfabulous was like tween drama around that time. I rocked with that.
I wanna be the one unstoppable. I wanna be the one.
All right, so where we going? This is tough. Jimmy Neutron. Damn. I'm not gonna really think about it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Amanda Show. Yeah, I got that in mind. Yeah, I got the Amanda Show. Nick is tough, bro.
Nick got some stuff.
It got a lot of heat. It's a lot of heat. I might have to pass it off and then come back for the last two. I'm to think about that.
All right, Mo.
So I would say, it's like, I don't know if I want to put SpongeBob in there because I rock with SpongeBob. I don't think I'm as big of a fan of it as like most people. Just realistically, like I definitely enjoyed it growing up, but like people, like I've realized as I've gotten older, people be like quoting little parts and talk about different episodes and stuff like that, and I'll be like, bro, I do not remember. Like I remember certain things, but then especially when they started quoting little lines and stuff, I'm like, bro, I cannot quote a line from SpongeBob.
I'm ready.
I mean, of course I could. The basic stuff. I'm talking about it be like really talking about.
It be saying the deep cuts.
Yeah, like it be full episode analysis. People be like, yeah, you remember? And then he did blah blah blah. I'll be like, no, I don't remember that. But so I guess but I'll put it in there just for the simple fact that it is probably the biggest show to come out of Nick. And I got to give it credit.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and put that in there. Fairly Odd Parents. The Amanda Show. I used to love The Amanda Show.
Amanda Show.
Rocket Power.
Oh, you talk about a cool cartoon.
Facts. And then probably I'll probably have to finish it off with the Wild Thornberries.
That is a interesting last pick. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? I love the Wild Thornberries, bro.
I was always kind of iffy. I didn't dislike it, but I was always kind of iffy on that show and Invader Zim. I was always kind of like,
oh yeah, Invaders.
Oh, I loved Invader Zim, bro.
Those
Actually, bro,
were skips for me on a regular.
I'm gonna have to keep it a buck. Take out SpongeBob, put in Invader Zim. I'm gonna be like, as I said, if I gotta be true to like what I actually watch,
yourself. Yeah, you got to be true to yourself. You can't go with the biggest just because it's the biggest.
Yeah, I got my last two.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got Nez Declassified.
Oh, in the world.
Yeah,
you watched the pod?
No, I seen some of the clips. I ain't watched the whole thing though. Yeah, and Nez Declassified. I got Drake and Josh.
Hanging out, looking in. I'll survive with no doubt. I'll go all that. I feel like all that and Keenan and Kel, like those are great shows. And if I was like 5 years older, they would be like solidified spots in my list. However, I feel like the basis of all that paved the way for like comedy shows I would like down the line, like Mad TV and Saturday Night Live and stuff like that. It was the same setup, but just for kids. So for that, and then all the people that it came out with, you know, Keenan and Kel, Amanda, everybody like Drake and Josh, like all those folks came from all that. I have to salute all that. Shout out Dan Schneider as well on the creative side, but not with.
I was gonna say that's a crazy sentence, right?
Well,
there.
It was like, you know what I'm saying, like it's like Dan Schneider is like like most of my shows are gonna be Dan Schneider shows. Like this is what it is.
If we speak it creatively, then yeah, but that's where it has to stop because
Speaking
that guy
of iCarly. Speaking of Drake and Josh, honorable mention is crazy because I want to go with best, like my favorite theme songs for shows like that aren't on the top 5. And that's between Taina and the Naked Brothers Band, because the Naked Brothers Band has some great songs.
Taina is I think I remember watching like the first episode of Taina with my
The show didn't last that long.
It was only one season.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Taina. Yo, that's bro.
Shout out to
take me back to my childhood right here.
I'm gonna go Naked Brothers Band / Naked Brothers Band. So see, this is where it gets tough, bro. Cause if we talking songs, shows with songs, Big Time Rush got one of my favorite songs from kid shows, period. Boyfriend featuring Snoop Dogg on a remix. Oh my gosh.
I feel like they really used to play it on MTV.
Yeah, that was a legitimate song. Also, Victorious, amazing songs. Great cast that went on to do amazing things. Probably the most successful cast on a TV show for kids. Yeah. Now, if you think of most successful cast, period, in a child production, that is Let It Shine, 100%. But in terms of TV shows, it's probably Victorious. So, am I going Victorious and Big Time Rush with the last two? That's tough because I loved Jimmy Neutron when it was out. I loved Timmy Turner when it was out. And I love SpongeBob for like a 5-year run. Didn't like new SpongeBob. By that time, I was over it. I stopped watching it. And my little sisters weren't allowed to watch it, so I stopped watching it in solidarity with them.
Oh yeah, no. When I said SpongeBob, I definitely meant like 1999 to like 2005.
Tight. Everything leading up to the SpongeBob movie.
Literally, yeah, that era right there.
All right, this is tough. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go. Do I want to go Big Time Rush over SpongeBob? You know what? Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. SpongeBob is SpongeBob, bro. SpongeBob. I'm gonna go. So that's 4. Gosh, Lee. Big Time Rush. What's the other one I said? Victoria. I'll go Victorious, bro. I feel like I could still watch Victorious. Like, cause my little sister be watching it sometimes.
See that's where I think you got a little sister, so that's probably why you was.
I got 2.
Okay, so that makes sense because for me personally, like iCarly was the last Nick show that I was like really kind of tapped into.
Yeah, Victorious was 09 to 2010, so we were like freshmen in high school.
Yeah, that's when I was starting to get more into like sports. I was probably watching more like Jersey Shore and stuff like that by that point, but
yeah.
Facts. Yeah, I definitely was tapped into Jersey Shore every week.
Oh, for sure. Back then. All right, so what we got Disney Channel left. So
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network. Oh yeah, Cartoon Network. This is.
I don't know if I could come up with 5 Cartoon Network shows. I did not watch Cartoon Network.
Oh man, now see Cartoon Network. Me and my brother, that was like the main ones we was in. Cartoon Network and Nick. Yeah, Cartoon Network. I'm gonna go. Ed and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie.
So
wait, hold on. Ed, and Eddie. There we go. That's how you know I didn't watch it. I had to like.
Yeah, it's to call my boy Double D. Yeah, Ed and Eddie. Well, Kids Next Door.
Classic.
Definitely a classic.
Shout out my brother Chris Next Door. Shout out Stat Baby. Happy birthday, Chris Next Door.
Shout out to Stat Baby. Shout out to Adrian Broner.
No, don't do that. Shout out Chris Next Door. Shout out Chris Next Door. He got a feature, by the way, on a new Tony Snow project, Self Portrait. Get it right now.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go a wild card. This was you some real. You had to be there. There was a cartoon in like 2004, 2005 on Cartoon Network called Megas, Megas XLR.
Oh, nah, definitely. How you spell that again?
Megas.
EGAS?
Yeah. XLR. No, you could space bar XLR.
XLR like this?
Yep. It was about these. It was basically, it was like Transformers, like kind of like a it wasn't associated with Transformers. It was kind of like these people controlling like these robots having fights with monsters. It might have aired for like 2 seasons, but it's in my top 5. Yeah, it was that right there. This is my show. I used to come on like Toonami sometimes too.
Oh, shout out Toonami.
Yeah. So I got that. And then the last 2. Oh wow, this is tough.
Oh, we had a question a minute ago. My bad. It was from Africa. He asked us, "Have we ever been to Israel?" And then he put the Israel flags in there. I think he's trolling me.
I think he's a bot.
Yeah. But Big Nate in the building. Big Nate was handing twin. Oh yeah. That's definitely a bot because he's still spamming it. Okay, it's a bot. But shout out my brother Big Nate. What's handing? Okay, yeah. Okay, so you got 4. You got 3 here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Courage. Because that was like the main thing when I would be at my grandma's house, like early 2000s in the summer. We definitely mostly watched Cartoon Network, Courage, and then the last one. I feel like it's one like big one that I'm forgetting about. I feel like one of the last cartoons I was really into on Cartoon Network was Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. So
yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah,
that's a great one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I could do honorable mention. I could do either. I couldn't pick between the 2, but if I had to pick an honorable mention, it would be either Powerpuff Girls or Dexter's Lab for sure.
Facts.
Dang, both of those is classics.
They are.
Dexter's Laboratory, Power
Damn, I could do Billy and Mandy too. Yo, Cartoon Network was crazy. Teen Titans, like they had a lot, bro. Oh no, I wasn't saying you to put all those. I was just naming off. Yeah.
But just to even have it out there, so you know, like what's out there. I spelled imaginary wrong. All right. Oh, I spelled laboratory wrong. Jeez Louise. All right. Okay, Mo.
I say I gotta go Samurai Jack.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, that was a great joint. No, nobody said Avatar. We didn't even consider Avatar, bro.
Oh yeah.
Nate, we doing top 5 shows from each network that we watched as kids.
So I gotta go. So I went Samurai Jack, Billy and Mandy. One, I don't know if you ever seen a Class of 3000.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know I was gonna put that in mine.
I remember they used to have a game on the Cartoon Network website. It was almost like miniature like Pro Tools for kids or something like that, based off that game and based off that show.
No, I never heard about that.
Oh yeah, it was fire.
I gotta go Kids Next Door.
Okay.
And then to round it off, I probably gotta go Ben 10.
Ben 10. All right, look, and I have a separate list too. 2 lists to give to y'all after we do this too. Cause we gotta do the branch off too. All right, so for me.
Oh, real quick, I was gonna say honorable.
Oh yeah. Your honorable mentions, my bad.
Oh, just one. My gym partner's a monkey.
that was there was certain ones like that one. What was the other one? It was like the fake reality show.
Total Drama Island. Oh, that's gotta go on there. That's that. Oh yeah, I got man. Look. Hold on. 16. You just reminded me. I was about to forget. Total Drama Island. There we go.
Totally Spies.
Nah, that ain't going on.
Code Lyoko. This was if you know, you know.
Them ain't going on there. 16 though was probably my favorite cartoon, bro. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so funny. Is this how it is to be 16? 16, Total Drama Island, for sure. Class of 3000. Na. That's when you thought Andre 3000 was a superhero as a kid growing up in Atlanta, in the Atlanta area in the mid 2000s. This man came out with his own cartoon on Cartoon Network, and Cartoon Network's right downtown. He was a superhero in real life, bro. Shout out to Andre 3000. Okay, now that I got that out of my system, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. And then okay, I think these are all the shows that I actually like watched on a regular basis. I'll say Out of Jimmy's Head. I don't know if y'all know that show. It was a real show.
That was towards the I never watched it, but I think that was one of the ones. I think it might have came out like when we was in high school around that time.
Nah, it came out in 2006, and you know why I remember the show? The show only had about 5 episodes. It was my introduction to the most beautiful girl I've ever seen at that moment in my life.
Was it Dave in it?
Tinashe.
I was gonna say I know it was like live action and a cartoon. It was like a mixture. Yeah.
I was like, yo, who is this? And it was Tinashe. And I became a Tinashe fan right then. Before the fame. This was before the fame. Because there was only like 5 episodes of the show.
It's back when light skin girls was really popping.
Oh yeah, 2006. Talking about fresh off ATL. All the rap songs are saying Redbone International, My Girl Porn, Redbone.
The colorism was real back then.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was some light skinned girls, like light skinned girls and some Kelly Rowlands was the start of the term, bro. Like that was like the first time they was like, oh yeah, it's okay to like a dark skinned girl publicly.
It's crazy. Not to get sidetracked. You remember when Wayne was like, "Beautiful black." You know what? I bet that looked better red.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a crazy lyric. Crazy lyric.
Honorable mention? Do I have an honorable mention? No. If I Powder Puff Girls. Out of respect, I had some Disney. I didn't watch Cartoon Network shows on Cartoon Network, but I had them on my Video Now player. So that's where I watched a lot of the shows, like Dexter's Laboratory and Powder Puff Girls.
Video Now is a real throwback.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt rich when I had that, boy. I could watch TV in the car. Man, I was rich. And then I left that joint in the car. We went to church. Bro, they broke into the car and stole my Video Now, bro.
Oh, wow.
At church, bro.
They broke in the windows or they opened the door and stole it?
I think they opened the door, bro. 2005, bro.
Damn.
On my Video Now, bro. I was heated, bro.
Understandably so.
At church.
This is in LA?
Yeah, at Word of Faith. Right there over by Six Flags.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little sketchy area.
Shout out Yachty and them with his new artist from Six Flags Drive and everything like that. That dude is in the G League. Like he literally signed a guy from the G League, which was
hilarious.
Yeah.
Shout out to Billy Gang Cushington. I think he's from over there too.
Oh, he from Six Flags?
He's from. They was talking about that on Twitter today. It's like,
they exposed him because
they say he popped up out of nowhere, but nobody knows exactly what part.
Yeah, he popped out of nowhere.
He says from somewhere on the west side, but nobody knows. Like they were saying he's from Six Flags Drive. They say he's from.
That's what Yachty be doing. Yachty be stretching that Six Flags and Mapleton, bro. But nah, free Kara. How about that? Yeah. All right, so I had to do the overtime for these. Okay, because I thought about Cartoon Network and I thought about one obvious show, and I was like, well, that doesn't count. So with that being said, we're gonna go overtime. First, we're gonna start off with Adult Swim.
I was thinking about that too,
because I was like Boondocks when I thought of Cartoon Network, and I was like, that doesn't count.
Yeah, I gotta go. Aqua Teen Hunger Force is the obvious one. Robot Chicken. See, the thing about Family Guy, technically that's a Fox show, but
yeah, that's a Fox
when they got canceled the first time, that's how they came back, was that people was watching that show on Adult Swim, and then it was going and buying the VHS. So I guess I'm not going to include that, but that would be, I guess, an honorable mention. Damn, I'm trying to think. Because the thing about Adult Swim is that they would show a lot. Well, yeah, I guess the Boondocks. You got to put the Boondocks on there. Those were probably like the main 3 Adult Swim shows that I watched for real. That wasn't like other, because like the rest of them would be like
random shows that show up for 15 minutes.
Yeah, or it would be like shows from other net, like they would show King of the Hill and like stuff like that on there. It wasn't like that many. They did have a bunch of original shows though, but the main ones I watched would be Robot Chicken, Boondocks, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Bless you.
Appreciate it.
You ain't put Aqua Teen Hunger Force on there?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you good.
Aqua Teen Force?
Aqua Teen, like Aqua
Teen?
Teen. You never seen that show before?
No.
Oh yeah, you didn't watch it. Yeah, that was like
let me see.
That's like the main. That's probably like the premiere.
Is that the one with the weird? Okay, Hunger
the
Force.
fries.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I never knew the name of the show.
That was like their main show.
Yeah. This show was always on. Boy,
I might watch that when we get. I haven't watched that. Yo, I might watch that tonight.
Yeah, they was cussing a lot on that show.
They cuss a lot on all of them.
Yeah, I probably can only do those 3 as the main ones I really watched on Adult Swim.
Okay, bet. All right, Mo.
So yeah, I got a top 5 for sure because I watched a lot of it. First off, we have to start with Loiter Squad.
Loiter Squad. Hey, another one I was gonna pick up.
Yeah, you're right.
The Eric Andre Show.
Another one I was gonna pick up.
I see. Yeah, I'm not. I let the more recent ones. I'm tripping. Yeah, I forgot about those.
Rick and Morty.
All right, Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's honestly probably my favorite show of all time. Like I love Rick and Morty. It's do y'all watch Rick and Morty?
I think I've seen a couple episodes.
A bunch of episodes. You know what's crazy? I watched like the first episode when it came out, and then I kind of fell back, and then I watched it become more and more popular, and I kind of got back a little bit more into it. But I need to just sit down and watch like the first full few seasons again.
Yeah, I love this show personally because it's just so dynamic it's so many things that's going on, very introspective, especially as the latter seasons come around, they got a lot more, the topics and the stuff that's happening very in depth. Like there's this one episode where like Rick brings this spaghetti that the whole family loves. And so it's like every Tuesday was spaghetti night or whatever. And then they were like, where are you getting it from? He was like, you don't want to know. Don't ask. And so eventually they followed him to see where he was getting it from. And there was a place where people were killing themselves. And then if you committed suicide, your guts turned into spaghetti. And so he was like bringing that back. And so it turned into like a whole thing where like, you know, the government would kind of
yes, Nate.
So then the government would pretty much encouraging like, you know, people to like commit suicide for the sake of, you know, they get more spaghetti guts so they can for their economy, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, once like Morty found out about it, like, this is so wrong, blah, 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 y'all got to stop it. So the way that they end up stopping it was to humanize somebody, where it's like, and they showed this guy, this old man, and it was like, it's sequence, bro, like it almost made me shed a tear because it was like his whole life from when he was first born. You got to see everything from his eyes. And so when he was first born, when he like was in school, then like him meeting his wife, him getting married, having kids, you know, losing his wife and everything, you know. And so it was a super deep montage for like,
I was gonna say all of this was going on Adult Swim.
bruh.
Yeah, Rick and Morty is like a real, like kind of in-depth show to an extent.
Right. And then so they did all that, and then they showed it, like they broadcasted it for the whole planet to see. And then afterwards, then he committed suicide. And then everybody was just like, okay, yeah, I don't want this no more. This is, you know, because it really humanized the whole thing, as opposed to it's just like you're just getting the spaghetti. But yeah, it was, yeah, that's what Rick and Morty is. It's stuff like that, bro. It gets deep. But yeah, but all right. Then I have to go with Aqua Teen Hunger Force as well. And then, man, I'm gonna have to go Home Movies as my last spot. But then I got a couple honorable mentions.
I remember Home Movies. It was certain random ones like that. The Brack Show, C Lab 2021. It was like certain ones I didn't really watch like that, but they would. I remember them coming on, like Space Ghost.
Yeah, that gonna be one of my honorable mentions. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
Venture Brothers.
That was another one.
And last honorable mention, because there's really a couple more I could throw out there, but you know, and then I guess I got to do Robot Chicken, of course. Robot Chicken, just, you know, that's a classic,
iconic. Yeah, The Oblongs was another one I remember.
Oh, I used to love The Oblongs, bro.
I used to come on W. Damn, this is a real, like, we not old heads, but this is an old head discussion right here. Because I remember they used to come on a WB at first, and then it transferred over to Adult Swim.
Yeah, bro, I haven't. Yeah, some of these, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, of all the stuff we've talked about, the Adult Swim version made me. I'm like, some of these I gotta go watch later tonight.
I gotta watch Opportunity Number 4. I haven't seen that. At least the old episodes. I ain't watched that in forever.
You know the craziest show I felt that was on Adult Swim though? You ever seen Super Jail?
No, I never seen that.
Bruh, Super Jail was wild, bruh. It was just the most random, like Robot Chicken was super random, but Super Jail was like low key like graphic. Like they were just, it's like the guy who ran this jail, and it was, I don't even know how to describe it, bro. I really don't even know how to describe it. It was just, that was a wild show.
Yeah, when you say jail and Adult Swim, I could already kind of tell what type of jokes was involved.
Yeah, like look at the character, bro. It's like, but yeah, he was the warden, and then he'll just go pick up the people and then put them in the jail, and just but he was crazy.
Yo, okay, so I know we're talking about Adult Swim. Not to get sidetracked. There was an old Nick show. Do y'all remember? I think it was called oh my god. It's called Angela. It was like the little bro. What was the name of that Nick show? It would only come on like very randomly, bro. But it was like, you continue to list. I'm gonna look it up real quick. My bad, bro. It was like,
good.
Look it up.
All right. So, any last a last honorable mention you want to add, Mo, before we close your list?
Nah, that's good.
All right. Okay. So as y'all know, I'm the one who has watched definitely 100% the least amount of Adult Swim out of all three of us. But with that being said, I'm gonna go Boondocks. Boondocks, Loiter Squad. I watched a lot of Adult Swim my freshman year of Valdosta because my roommate watched Adult Swim. So, obviously being in the same room. So that's where I watch a lot of my stuff. So a lot of my stuff is going to be like a newer Adult Swim, like 2013-ish, 2014, even though that's like over 10 years ago now. But as opposed to like when we were kids and stuff. Boondocks, Loiter Squad, Eric Andre. And then this is where it goes like, okay, now what? I guess Robot Chicken. And then shoot, I don't even have a fifth one because I haven't watched enough of these shows like Bob's Burgers. Is that Adult Swim, right?
Nah,
that's not Adult Swim.
Nah, that comes on Fox.
It comes on Fox, but I think they air episodes on.
Oh, hold on, Nate had his list of Cartoon Network.
Oh yeah,
he said Justice League, Dexter.
Okay.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, Samurai Jack, Ed, and Eddie. That's a pretty good list.
It's a good list.
Yeah, that's a solid list.
Yes, that's a good representation.
That was that's like whose list was that?
Oh yeah, the next show I was thinking about was Angela Anaconda. Do y'all remember that?
That's a freaky name.
It is a freaky name. I felt crazy Googling it. But it was like really weirdly animated. I feel like it would randomly come on, bro. Like,
oh yeah.
Like
this felt like a look kind of like a Adult Swim show.
I do remember that.
This show would only come on like once a week, it felt like.
Yeah, I remember this show.
Yeah, that was, I barely remember it, but I do remember it.
Yeah. It was super random.
Because her head looked like the paper clippings, like news.
Yeah.
It
was weird.
Like Mad TV or something like that. All right, and then we got to do to close it out, Nick at Night. Because if we're gonna do Adult Swim, we got to do Nick at Night.
See, I definitely watched less Nick at Night, but I could probably do a 5 though, just based off the ones I remember seeing on there. Cosby Show. I feel like Cosby Show used to come on. Yeah. I feel like that. Yeah, Cosby Show have to be on there. You gotta go George Lopez.
I was about to say there's a couple obvious ones you gotta go with, man. Shout out George freaking Lopez. I think he said that show was more popular on Nick at Night than it was when it actually came on.
This is crazy because I didn't have cable, so I used to watch it on ABC. But like my classmates that had cable, they all knew the show from Nick at Night. The other one I remember they used to come on there was Murphy's Law. I remember they used to come on there.
I do not know.
What other ones do I remember that used to? There was an original show that Bill Cosby did. It was like an animated show. It was about a dentist. He said honorable mention Kim Possible.
Impossible Disney Channel. But everything else, Ben 10, Family Guy, Johnny Bravo.
Family Guy, Johnny Bravo. Yeah, Johnny Bravo was.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo legit for sure.
For sure. The little dance move. What other ones used to come on Nick at Night that I remember? I think Roseanne used to come on there.
Yeah.
I think Roseanne used to come on Nick at Night. I was going to say, yeah, that's those are the main ones I remember. They used to come on Nick at Night. I can't think of another one that I remember for real.
All right. That's okay. All right, we going Mo.
So I gotta go. Three's Company. That was my favorite song.
Three's Company.
Was that really the theme song, or you just saying that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like na Three's Company. Hold on. Hold on. Not because now you questioning like it's making me think like, is that the theme song? Theme song. Hold on. Hold on. I'm playing it before. I can only play like 5 seconds of it.
He said, "I'll swap Kim Possible for Aquaman." Came on this one.
That's a good one.
Here we go.
R.I.P. John Ritter.
Yeah, shout out John Ritter, man, for sure.
But yeah, Three's Company, Roseanne. Full House.
Full House. Damn, that was the one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Classic. Yeah,
classics.
What was the one that they were stranded on the island? Skipper Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island. Ha ha ha.
Gilligan's Island, and then yeah, George Lopez.
Real quick side note: do y'all remember Disney Channel? It used to be a certain era when like this is before they would play the same shows 24/7. There was an era when they would play like after a certain point, it'd be like Zorro, like certain shows like that on Disney Channel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Them days, boy.
Yeah, that was.
Fun fact: John Ritter played Clifford the Big Red Dog. I did not
know that.
Yeah, man.
So now I'm trying to figure out who, because he passed away like 2003. I'm trying to figure out who voiced him after
that. Yeah,
after John Ritter.
Hold on, Justice League. Dexter's Laboratory. Before I get into my joint, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Samurai Jack, and then he had Ed and Eddie. And
did y'all watch that show John Ritter was on when before he passed away? It's like 8 Simple Rules to Date My Teenage Daughter.
No,
come on ABC. So yeah, this is how I know I didn't have cable back then.
No, you know something I watched without cable on one of the TVs after school. I used to watch the Tyra Banks show, bro.
Yo, I remember that show around that time
on the CW, bro. Shout out to Tyra.
She used to be wild.
Oh yeah. The Beyonce, but it's crazy because at the time I didn't think it was that crazy, and then when they like posted now, I'm like, bro, she said that, like, that's insane. Like the Beyonce one, I was like, yo, she really did that to Beyonce.
I didn't even see that one.
She was like, Seance, who's one person that you revived from the dead? Like that's what she. What's the name of the song from Kenan and Kel? That show, if I remember. What's his name from Kenan and Kel? From that show, if I remember. You mean all that? all that, Big Nate, or are you saying like Keenan and Kel? What's the name of the show of Keenan and Kel? It's just Keenan and Kel.
Real quick, I got a couple honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, okay, my bad. Honorable mentions.
The Nanny.
Oh, bro, Fran Drescher just got her star. Boy, to this day, I'm not dust off, huh?
Bro, that what you just did was like it wasn't a knock the dust off. It was a I'll spit in that thing type of. That nigga said, I was like, okay, Rashawn.
No. Excuse me. Oh, he said Kel played a character on Clifford. That's what he said.
Oh yeah, he played. He did. He played his homie. I don't remember his name, but the little brown dog.
Oh.
Yeah, I know he's talking that he did play him.
But nah, spitting in it is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Especially like we on both channels. We syndicated tonight. That was the word I was trying to think of earlier. Syndicated. I definitely won't say nothing like that.
Yeah. But yeah, Brady Bunch.
Oh yeah. Brady. Oh, but I associate Brady Bunch with TV Land. See, TV Land had them joints. Y'all got pen. Ooh.
And then last one, I Dream of Jeannie.
Okay, I don't even know that one.
Yeah.
Jeannie like this?
She's the one that be like wiggle her nose or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I think
you spelled it right. You spelled it right, bro.
Okay, I spelled it right the first one.
Yeah.
What was you saying, Jelani?
I think I Love Lucy used to come on there too. I could be wrong, but
it did.
Yeah.
See, it's some shows I associate more with TV Land.
That was like I Love Lucy, Leave It to Beaver, like certain shows like that.
Oh, Andy Griffin, Golden
Oh.
Girls.
Facts.
I did not have no grandparents. I did not have no parents. But all right. For mine, I'm gonna have to go George Law. I didn't mean to echo on y'all like that. George Lopez show. Everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Chris.
That came on a good night?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even know.
You was watching it on UPN?
Yeah. I was watching. I did. First season was
because there was UPN, and then they changed it like right after that first season to CW.
You know ball, yeah.
Man, look.
Hey, we might gotta do a CW list after this.
Oh,
he said, "Spin City." Oh, Spin City is a great show. I don't know if that used to come on Nick and Night.
No,
that was a great show though. And then
he keeps saying Family Ties. He said Family Ties twice.
I've heard great things about it. I never watched it, but like I've definitely heard that's a little bit before my time. I'm all these shows before my time actually, but they came on Nick and Night, so I was seeing them. But
let me see. All right, everybody hates Chris. Cosby Show. Even though I associate Cosby Show more with TV Land and TV One. Ooh, if y'all have black parents, TV One. Shout out TV One.
I associate Cosby Show with TBS in the summertime.
Oh yeah, yep. Channel 7 and the 8. See, look, I remember. I was watching TV now. Cosby Show. Dang it dried up quicker. Oh, that's what it. Full House.
Mm.
All right, who am I going with for 5? I ain't even watching any. I ain't gonna lie. I just like the way that Fran Drescher looked.
She was fly. Like outside of the fact that she was attractive, just fashion wise, like
she dressed wise.
Yeah.
Look, y'all gonna be mad at me for this one. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, I'm bugging. That day used to come on Nick and Night.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Dang, I ain't gonna lie. This is a 5 right here.
No, facts.
That's a 5. I ain't even got no honorable mentions. I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all want to do CW tonight, or are we keeping that for next week? What we doing?
I mean, we go ahead and just finish it off.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead then.
Wait, are we doing UPN/CW?
Yeah, count, right? It's the same thing, right?
Nah, because
Nah,
there's a lot of shows that didn't make it to the CW. That was
yeah. No, they definitely whitened it up when it went to the CW. All right, so I could do that fast because I didn't have cable. I was tapped into UPN. Yeah, you got to go to Parker's.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, yeah. Okay, I see exactly what y'all talking about when they said they whitened it up.
that wasn't on the CW, but this is UPN/CW. So yeah, I'll go 1-on-1.
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna go. Everybody hates Chris.
Everybody hate everybody. Hey, Chris.
I feel like some more UPN shows that I'm missing out on that I'm not thinking about.
I got an obvious one.
Damn, this is kind of tough. Those first three was easy. See, I want to cheat, but this because technically SmackDown used to come on UPN. Oh, I'm tripping. Girlfriends gotta go on here.
Yeah, that was one right there.
Yeah, no, Girlfriends has to go on here.
You still missing the obvious one. But you might just not like the show.
The last one. Because I wasn't watching the CW too much when it switched over. I kind of was like, outside of Everybody Hates Chris, that was the main thing I was watching.
So you don't want to do SmackDown?
I'm gonna go SmackDown, even though technically that's not just a UPN show, but that era of SmackDown when it was on UPN was like, that's when it was like at its most pure for me. So I'm gonna say SmackDown.
I think that's fair. Mo.
All right, so I'm gonna go All of Us.
Okay. Oh, damn! See, it's one more I'm thinking about too. I gotta do an honorable mention after your list.
Okay, yeah.
You go ahead. What's your honorable mention?
I gotta go half and half.
Yeah, facts.
Big Nate, what's your drop your list in the thing in the chat. Go ahead, Mo.
So All of Us, Everybody Hates Chris.
Everybody hates Chris.
Girlfriends. I'm gonna put the Eve show. Evie.
I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about putting that on there.
Nah, this was a black network for real.
And then if we're gonna do UPNCW, then I'm gonna throw in one white show, Dawson's Creek.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay.
So it's technically WB, but hey, we don't count.
Jelani checked him. He said, "Hey, friend,
I'm a non-cable TVologist." but that's how I know. So did y'all had cable in the crib growing up?
I had TVs where I didn't have cable, and I had like the TV in the living room. We eventually had cable, so it's like you had to watch TV downstairs if you wanted to see cable. Upstairs, mama room, my room, we didn't have cable.
Well, I did have cable growing up. If Dawson Creek is technically WB, then I'll switch that out for 101. Or actually,
you know which one was though?
Huh?
You could do One Tree Hill. That was
I didn't really watch One Tree Hill like that. But actually I'm gonna throw in Moesha came on UPN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so switch out Dawson Creek for Moesha.
That's what I was thinking about. Moesha. All right, hold on. And then I'm gonna throw in Nate's list too.
Because he listed off his TV, his Nick and Night and his UPN.
I gotta go The Game. That's the one I was thinking about, bro.
Oh,
That's the obvious one. I was like, y'all missing the obvious one. The game. Okay. All right. Moesha. Okay. Shouts out to the Parkers. Shouts out to 101. Both great black shows. I did not watch those shows on a regular basis. I cannot lie to y'all. So I watched Everybody Hates Chris, but I watched it mostly on Nick at Night. I watched the opening of it when it first started on UPN when it first came out because it was like Chris Rock's got this new show, and I watched it, but I kind of drifted off until it went back syndicated on Nick at Night. So because of that, I feel like that's kind of cheating. So I'm gonna say Tyra Banks. Tyra. I watched that junk every day when I came home from school. What else on UPN CW? Dang. Now it's starting to dry up. Okay. I'll go Girlfriends for the sake of it. And then you know what? I'll go the Parkers because I feel like I know more of the Parkers than I do 101. Like I know the characters, like I know the general kind of storyline of the Parkers and stuff like that. Oh, and then do I need to go Nate or do y'all want me to get y'all honorable mentions first?
No, you can list his off.
All right.
Yeah, because I feel he had a pretty good list.
Yeah, he had a good list on all the channels. All right, hold on. Let me see what Nate had. Nate had the Parkers. The Parkers 90210. Oh, that's a classic.
I think it's like the modern version of it.
Yeah.
It needs to be on a CW.
Yeah. Girlfriends.
SmackDown.
Okay.
SmackDown was black as fuck when it was on UPN.
One Tree Hill. Okay. And then he had honorable mentions. He said the game. I forgot about that. Yeah. People forget. Yeah. The game, because that was a good one too. When it went to BET, it was bigger budget, higher production, but the storylines trash. The writing was trash. It was bad. But on that UPN, boy, man, that was some high quality TV.
It's a little bit before my time, but UPN had they had Malcolm and Eddie was on there.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P. Malcolm and Warner. They had another show that's like known as being one of the worst shows ever called Homeboys from Outer Space. It lasted for like one season, but it was always known for being like one of the worst shows ever made. They had a cartoon on there in the early 2000s on UPN too that I used to like. Oh, I don't know if you remember the cartoon Dilbert. Cosby, I think that was
the Cosby, like the follow-up,
the second version
when it was just Cosby.
Yeah,
that show was trash.
I don't know if it was. I don't think it was
remake
trash.
so much. He tried to remake the Cosby Show magic so much, and it was just like, bro, like let it go.
I feel like
Kids Say the Darndest Things. My bad. Is a Nick at Night honorable mention.
That's a classic.
Yeah. But okay, you was defending Cosby.
Oh yeah, no, I used to have my guy from Cool Runnings. I think that was his son on there. On the updated version.
I'm asleep.
I see. I was the only person in here watching the second version of Cosby.
It was trash, bro. Nah. See, look, they don't even have it up on the thing. They still got all the
all straight Cosby Show.
Like this, the only one that's the actual Cosby. Boy, ain't nobody watching that.
I don't know. I think it might came on CBS actually. I could be tripping.
We was not watching into he went to Kids Say the Darndest Things.
And then Lil Bill.
Oh yeah, and Lil Bill. Wait, hold on. Why is Eddie up here? Theo up here. I'm tweaking. Rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Let me do my Cosby research. Hold on.
Is this Vanessa? Nah, she just looked like Vanessa. It's a whole different class. Oh, he had Felicia Rashad on here?
Yeah, he used to come on CBS. Yeah, no.
This Erica from I've interviewed her a couple times. Erica, y'all know Erica. Nah, that ain't Erica that I'm thinking about. But she do stuff on Broadway now. Dang, he had Felicia Rashad and the show still flop. Yeah,
They had 4 seasons.
yeah, they made it to 2000.
That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. Shout out Lakeith Stanfield. My boy done made it in acting. Just Google
This
how
is
to
why I like this podcast, because we didn't plan this segment out at all. It was just
yeah. You don't need to plan topics here. It's kind of just the conversation naturally drifts the way that it's gonna go. But yeah. Shouts out to Big Nate though, helping us out too tonight.
shout out to Big Nate.
And SSB earlier.
Oh yeah, shout out to SSB.
Nah, facts. Yo, so just random. I saw this one thing about the guy talking about how he had his girlfriend told her that he was that she was pregnant, but then like randomly, like the mom was just like, "Yo, you need to get a paternity test," and turns out the baby wasn't his, but like while it was still in the womb, and just like super random, but that makes me like, if you was to get a girl pregnant, that even if it was your girlfriend, would you get a paternity test?
If that's a good question. I'm gonna let Jelani go first.
If it was my girlfriend, yeah, I mean, I would, I could see how it could be offensive, but like, that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope, because if it is yours, then it's like she not gonna look at you the same. Because why would you ask me, like, do you not trust me or whatever? But I might have to, or I might have to.
If it's my girl, I'm not gonna ask for a test. Now, if the child comes out and it doesn't look like me, and then say like it's 2 years old and it still doesn't look like me, I'm probably not gonna even wait to 2, because that's a long time of just crying and sleepless nights.
I mean, but like, not every baby gonna, some babies just kind of look how they look, It's
Right.
like that perfect combo of like you and her, or maybe look like a grandparent or something,
That's crazy, bro. I don't know, bro. All right. At what point do you ask for the test if you don't ask for the test before she has the baby? What point of life do you ask for the test?
Bruh, I don't know, because that made me think. I was like, bruh, like I would probably just be like, hey, let's just be safe, But yeah,
There's no safe way. If that's your girlfriend, there's no safe way to bring that up.
Yeah, it's worse than asking for a prenup, but it's like in that same kind of ballpark, because it's like, oh, you think like you think I'm gonna be unfaithful, you think I'm like going to do X, Y, and Z. But yeah, I don't know, bro. Like I think it's because you never know in the long run, and especially in today's society, bro. Have y'all seen a new Leonardo DiCaprio movie?
Well,
Nah, I heard great reviews about it. I think I might watch that on my one of my sites. I don't think I'm watching this, but I might watch that on one of my sites tomorrow.
Yeah, it's really good. I went to go see it last week, and and yeah, well, I'm gonna just let y'all watch it. But yeah, it's a good movie. But I just feel like I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. But there is a thing where if I just recently found out that if somebody is a twin and then you absorb your twin in the womb, you can carry their DNA. And so there's a chance that if you have a baby, the baby will have the twins' DNA as opposed to yours.
That's crazy.
So you mean like it could be 2 different babies, like 2 different daddies?
Nah, it's just the twins' DNA is gonna be technically is the baby is your twins technically. Because this lady, I saw on Instagram, this lady was talking about how she had like her boyfriend asked her for a paternity test. Turns out the baby wasn't his. And so she's like, yo, I know for a fact I did not sleep with nobody else. I don't know what's going on. And so they ran like a bunch of tests. And then one day the mom, like his mom had mentioned that, you know, he was a twin and, you know, had absorbed the other twin in the womb.
Oh,
And
so
then,
so it's like your twin is the daddy.
yeah, that never lived.
Oh, that never lived?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like they absorbed the twin. Like, you know, that happens in the womb sometimes.
Oh,
Like,
so if the twin don't make it, then you become the twin?
well, like the twin's DNA
Is in you?
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. But yeah, the twin DNA is inside of you. And then like it can where you'll have two different DNA strands within you.
So
Yeah.
the baby will look like the twin that wasn't born.
I mean, I mean, I guess maybe if it might look like, I don't know about looks, but I know it'll definitely possibly it can have the twin who was never born DNA within it because you have two strands of DNA within you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like bro, when I saw it on Instagram, I was like, bro, this got to be cap. And then I Googled it, and it's like it's a real medical condition where, yeah, if you absorb your twin, you can absorb their DNA, and then their DNA, you have two strands of DNA within you.
I think Kai's mom, like during the end of the thing, she said something like, "Shout out to the two baby daddies that like made it possible for Kai to be born," or something like that.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, I saw like someone clipped it. There it is. I found it.
My two baby fathers who are responsible for you being here. I want to big up Papa Sanat. Nabule, we out here bigging up Papa Sanat, and we bigging up Kello Dad, Khalil, Indian from Flatbush, my second baby father. We out here. He had a very strong impact also in Kai's life, and he loves
Yeah. So he raised Kai.
much, and he wanted me to tell you to give you a hug when I get on stream, and to tell you to answer your phone when he call it. And Mama, right? Love you.
Oh yeah, Kai don't mess with him. He said, "You ain't my real daddy." I feel it, Kai. But yeah, that was interesting. That's awkward. I felt like that was very invasive of like Kai's personal life that like we didn't need to know.
Yeah, no facts.
Yes, that's why it can get sketchy bringing your family onto these platforms.
Yeah, nah, for real, bro.
I definitely know somebody that happened to though that they thought that the baby was theirs and it wasn't.
Dang.
That's like a real awkward situation. And the person, it wasn't even like they found out probably maybe like 6-month mark. So by that point,
that's prime time though. That's prime time.
Yeah, but you already got like somewhat of a little bit of an attachment to the kid at that point.
100%. But it's easier to walk away from a 6-month-old than a
6-year-old. That's a fact.
10-year-old.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's definitely true.
Bro, yeah, my uncle, I had a cousin that I thought was my cousin for years. I want to say probably like he was grown when we found out that like, oh, I mean, maybe I think they might have known already, but we as like cousins and stuff did not know. Like I barely saw him. I maybe saw him like, I'm gonna be real, maybe less than a handful of times in life in general. But he was always known as, you know, my uncle's son. And then yeah, we got older, and then it was like, yeah, that's not his kid. It was like, what? But yeah, he thought that was. But yeah, I don't know where the relationship's at now. I don't hear him ever being brought up or him at any of the family functions. But yeah, so that definitely happened in my family.
Damn, so he found out. How old was the kid around this time?
I don't know when he found out. But as I said, like I thought he was my cousin. We believed him to be our cousin until he was, I'm saying, within like his 20s or something, bro. Like, yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if maybe he found out before then and then or X, Y, and Z, but yeah. But I know for a fact we didn't find out until, yeah, he was at least for sure 18. For sure he was 18 at the minimum.
And there's nothing you can do at that point. Like you can't. You gonna disown your kid that you took care of for 18 years? Like,
Yeah, I was about to say that's the thing when you find out that late, it's like, of course, the emotional thing is easy, quote unquote, easy to be like, yeah, I still love you, everything like that. At the same time, there's the other part of it of like, they're gonna ask you for money when they need it, or like if you go out to eat, you're expected to pay because you've always been the parent figure. And I ain't gonna lie, if I find out you ain't my son and we go out to eat, I ain't gonna want to pay for you. 23 now. I ain't trying to pay for you no more. Like, you gotta pay for yourself, kid. You're not my son. So
that is your son, though. 23 years, like you can't. It's not technically your blood son, but if you raise a child for
well,
23,
I
like,
ain't financially obligated, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing I'm thinking about is the finances, bro.
but that's what.
Like, Dad, I need $20 to go to the bro. I'm not your dad.
Yeah. I mean,
That's crazy.
I said, I mean, I'll keep it a buck. Like, I haven't heard about Buddy in over a decade. So that's why I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know once he found out if it was just like he fell back or what. But yeah, I know I haven't heard anything about him since I was at least like in my early 20s.
I will hug you. I will welcome you into the house for Thanksgiving, everything like that. But when it comes down to, it's the first of the month, right? Provider Kink Anonymous. When it comes down to that, right? And you talking about, Dad, I'm short $600 on the rent, $1,200. Like, say I'm helping you pay your rent every single month. That's crazy when I'm not even your dad. Like, eventually I'm gonna be like, okay, bro, like I'm not your actual father. Like, this is hurting my finances. This is putting a strain on my finances for someone who's not even my kid. Like, so I should be cut financially from the expectation to continue to pay for, the big things like that that a father would pay for.
I
Facts.
just think if you raise somebody for 18 years, bro, that's your kid at that point. Like, I could understand if it was if they was 18 months and you had the same attitude, like the mom asking you for money and stuff like that. It's like, bro, I'm not the. If in that situation, I could totally understand you walking away and be like, bro, I'm not the father of this kid. 18 years is like, bro, you're that kid's father at this point. Like, I know you're not technically their dad and it's messed up, but that's your child, dog. Like, you taught this kid how to speak English, you wiped their diapers, you were there through elementary school, middle school, high school. Like, bro, that's your son at that point.
We could be cool. It's just like $600, $1,000, $1,200 a month to help you cover your expenses is crazy, bro.
You could say that because they grown or whatever, but I just don't think you could. I don't even think it's that easy. Like, well, I guess for most uncle it was. For most uncle, he was just like, fuck it. But I think for most people, they would just be like it's hard to. It would be very hard to just disown your kid after, like, you got so much emotional attachment at that point. I don't know how easy that would be.
Okay. So those would be, because I was thinking, I just randomly thought, I was like, if I have kids, what would those kids be to my niece and nephews? And I was like, oh, cousins. I had to think about it and stuff like that. I was like, would they be in-laws? And I was like, no, that doesn't work like that. I had to break down the family tree.
I feel like that used to be more of a thing in the back in the day than now, just because like we got so much technology, like the whole people raising kids that don't, or mostly men raising kids that don't belong to them.
No, it still happens for sure. I would say it happens definitely like as much as ever now, especially for sure.
You think so?
With these baddies?
I mean, okay, I'm talking about unknowingly, like you don't know that the kid is not your. I'm not talking about
Okay,
like playing stepdad.
okay,
Yeah, no,
but let's say,
stepdad is
all
more
right,
than never.
but hold on. Let's go back to Mo's original question, right? Say you dating that baddie, and you know she out of your league, right?
With a fatty.
So the Instagram baddie that you dealing with or whatever, she cheating on you. You have a good idea she cheating on you, but you don't know 100%. She has it. She has the baby. She pregnant. She says it's yours because you're the most responsible out of people on her roster. Okay, you know she kind of. You have a good inkling that she has a roster, but are you going to challenge her? Because you know, like this baddie come with problems. Like you challenge her and you say, "Hey, is this my kid for real?" She going, "Oh, you don't trust me. This is the problem." But once again, why you still there? Because she looked good. Okay, all right, and she got a lot of Instagram followers. She's a nice look for you when you go out in public and everything. She nice arm candy. Okay, so now, all right, she has a kid, and you kind of go up raising the kid and everything like that. I just think that situation happens a lot. I think that happens often.
What was that about? Oh, so it's cool now? When it was on me, it was World War III.
Oh, hold on. He said, "Isn't that responsible on her part?" That's what Big Nate said. And then he said, "I wouldn't fall into that trap." Example, PJ Washington. PJ Washington, a great example. Like, I mean, that is actually his kid, but like, that's a good example of like the type of woman that there's a lot of suckers, bro. Like I say that just to say this, and I feel like suckers is probably like as high as it's ever been because of social media and Instagram and things of that sort. Like dudes will put up with a lot that they shouldn't put up with just because a girl looks good and she has to follow on Instagram.
Oh, no, that's a fact. Like even famous dudes, I feel like you see. I I think I heard Maul. I heard him say this a few years ago when he was like, "Dudes be groupies for the groupies now." Like that's a real thing. Like dudes really be like you be seeing like Instagram models on like club posters. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I don't know. They don't do anything else. They're not models. They're not in movies. They just pretty and have followers on Instagram, and they be
That's what
getting to
I'm
the
saying. A lot of dudes are going to be taken care of knowing or not knowing if that's their kid or not. They're going to shut up and raise a child just because she looked good.
Bro, I'm not trying to be funny, but like DeJounte Murray.
No.
Like just off the
No.
strength.
All
right, we'll keep it.
Next example.
We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Yeah,
But,
oh
okay.
yeah, I forgot you with New Orleans. My bad. Okay, no, let's move on. Let's move on.
But all right, let's say just to add on to that, let's say that's your girlfriend and you have the questions, and then she says, "No, I'm not taking the test." Do you abandon the baby? Like, what do you do?
Oh, wait. Say that again. Say that again.
Like, let's say like the example I gave is like if she was your girlfriend and you asked for the paternity test, but she denies getting it. Do you what do you do? Like, do you just be like, well, I guess I gotta just raise it, baby?
You can't walk away.
Yeah, so, but I don't know though, because I'm like, if I have any inkling and then I ask for the test and you say no, I don't know. Do you take the route of like, you just take the kid up there one day when she not, like, oh, we're finna have a father-daughter day,
But you know how many dads do walk away because of that. They like, man, I'll be in the kid's life as soon as you take the test.
Yeah.
He said you can't walk away, but you have to have some insecurity. That's a weird position to be in, bro. Like,
I don't know if the relationship can recover from that. Like asking your partner, because if she's not cheating on you, and you ask and to get and the baby really is yours, it's never gonna be like it's just forever gonna be awkward after that. So if you look at these court shows, the women know who's the yeah. A lot of times, yeah.
They know who pulled down, who didn't.
All right.
It just be crazy when it be like on Maury they'll have there'll be certain episodes where it's like, yeah, this is Lisa's fourth time coming back here. And it's like, yo,
Oh man.
how many
Get it together,
dudes
Lisa.
around this time in your life was you letting, like, I ain't trying to judge you, but dog, like, it shouldn't be that many candidates for your baby. Cheating destroys a relationship. That's a deal breaker. No coming back. I totally agree.
Facts.
This is like, it's crazy, bro. It's a crazy situation to be in, bro. But like, it also just shows you how weak dudes are, bro. How a girl on Maury 3 times, and you look at her and you say, I want her. I don't care about your past. Baby, we gonna work through it. And then you end up getting her pregnant. Like, bruh, tighten up. That's what I want all y'all to do. Tighten up, man. Goodness gracious. Provider Kink Anonymous, that's the official word of the week and the month and the year and of your life. Tighten up. Y'all see, and y'all say voluptuous body parts, and y'all just lose all logical thinking, bruh. And then you want to cry. We ain't gonna say no names, but we said some names earlier. When they do you dirty, you knew the red flags from the jump, but you looked past it because she had this body part, this body part. She had some fake teeth. She got some veneers in. She had some surgery done back here, up front, surgery in the face, fillers in, fake lashes, fake eyebrows, fake edges, wig on. Like, what are we doing, bro? Tighten up, bro. Men, we are falling behind in the whatever the imaginary scoreboard. We got to tighten up, bro.
Nah, facts. You ever had to tell a girl to fix her wig? Like, it's not like, to be mean, but it's just like...
No. I hear what you're saying. I'm trying to think of, because you definitely have, like, in your head, probably said something and like, ooh. But if I ever said something just like up front, if it wasn't my homegirl, like if it was my homegirl, I'll say something. But I don't think I've ever said it in like a sense of like I was on a date and I said it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've never said it to somebody I was on a date with, but it's like definitely you'll be like, hey, like just pull it down a little bit,
like a fitted, like tilted a little bit, twin.
The only thing I had similar to that, I used to date a girl that would rock like the craziest, like, and she didn't do this when we first started dating, but like eventually she started wearing the craziest eyelashes. Like I'm talking about the super like the biggest you could buy at the store, them type of eyelashes. After a certain point, it was like, yo, them shits is kind of crazy. I didn't say that. Like, I think she just kind of caught the drift because eventually she stopped wearing them. I ain't saying nothing to her, but yeah, it was a couple of times where I used to look at like, yo, them shits is kind of crazy. Like,
how locked in was y'all? Was y'all like dating to get to an exclusive relationship?
No, she wasn't. It was dating is like a very loose term in that situation.
Okay, yeah. I wouldn't have said it. Now, like you say, if we locked in like that, I would have said something like, "All right, goodness gracious," because like more than likely I come out looking crazy, or it's something that a girl don't like on me. Like she's gonna say something, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. Like something like eyelashes and stuff. If we like the first maybe 2 times, like anything that I see aesthetically that I'm like, all right, like I'll give you the benefit of the doubt the first time, give you benefit out the second time, third time is just kind of like I'm gonna subtly ask a question, just kind of like, yo, like I remember I dated a girl who I felt like her makeup she ain't blended well, just to keep it a buck. It just wasn't blended. So I remember it was like eventually I was just like, man, like, I just think you'll look so much cuter, like more natural, less makeup, and just, cause I'm like, I'm gonna be real, like I be seeing right here, it don't always be matching the way it needs to, but But I feel like, you know, if we've already been on a few days, we clearly like each other.
How she reacted before you move
on? I mean, yeah, she eventually switched it up and took more of a because I'll say stuff that's like
in that exact moment. Did she say anything? Was she like, "Dang"?
Yeah. She was initially like what, and then but over time, you know, she started to slowly like, all right, I guess I don't need all this makeup and stuff. But yeah, but I don't know. I'm that type of person. I'm like, I will say, if it's something that I'm really kind of feeling, that I'm like, it's like, bro, dude, we gotta do something about this, you know. If you get to that point, like, I'll say it, but you know, it's always gonna be in like a loving way or something. But or you know, I'll just ask the question like, yo, did you like what was your how'd you did your makeup? Like that's how you always do your makeup? Yeah, why you ask?
I ain't gonna lie, I hate that method, bro. Like it was like, I think one of my exes, she brought up, she was like, "Oh, like you ever?" Because we passed the gym on campus at Georgia State. They was like, "Oh, you ever go in there?" I was like, "Yeah, like I be going in there like to hoop, the Zumba and stuff like that." "Oh, you don't be like in the weight room to hoop?" I was like, "Nah, not really. Just be like really like just working out in different ways and stuff." And she was like, "Oh, okay, all right, yeah." And that was that. And it was just like, if you wanted me to get in the gym to lift weights and this and woo woo, why didn't you just say that outright? Like, I hate when people like beat around the bush with that. Like, hey, have you ever thought like, let's go walking together? If I'm gaining weight, just say, yo, you getting a little chubby in the face. You need to like work on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could take that straight. The little playing the games around, it isn't more nicer to me. It's just like, it's more confusing. Like, and then when you do that, then you start over analyzing. And because I know people who overanalyze with stuff, and they like, is that shade? Is that shade? And it don't be shade, but because that's the way that they approach stuff when telling people uncomfortable things, that's like they assume everything is shade now, and it's not. Like, I'm all for just be upfront with it, bro.
I mean, it's harder, it's tougher to be like that with women, though, bro.
100%. That's why that's probably why I'm not married.
Yeah, like I'd rather subtly, make a note about something. Make a note about something that I feel you can improve on. Or, and I'm the type like, when you say like, oh, you're getting a little weight, I'll just be like, yo, let's just go to the like, yo, you want to go, like, let's start going to the gym. Like, yo, let's start eating better, Like that's the type of method where I will join with you and then, kind of lead by example where like, let's lock into this. And if there's something of that nature, but as I say, even with like hair or, makeup and stuff, it's just like, as I said, I usually, I joke a lot with the women that I talk to. So I'll just subtly make a little joke that like, a lot of women, I get a reputation for being somewhat of an a-hole, but like it's funny and it's endearing, it's loving. And so what do you say?
I say he said endearing.
but for real, like, but it's just like, because you could tell that I'm not coming from a place to hurt your feelings, but it's just like, I'll say stuff that's like, I don't know. I like to joke with them. So it's like, I make a joke and then about something that, eventually you may decide to change or not.
I'll be serious, and then I just continue to burn more bridges. And I'm like, I was like, maybe 2025, I should probably change my method. And I'm like, I want to be myself fully. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It might just be this way forever. Jelani, you go ahead if you have anything to say about it.
Oh no, as far as like the whole looks conversation,
just approaching women with uncomfortable like things you want to tell them, like, hey, you're gaining weight, or hey, I don't like the way that you did your makeup today, or hey, I don't like this outfit.
I'm gonna be honest, it gotta be like so just crazy trash for me to even like. I haven't been in that situation yet where it was something like I said, the closest thing for me was the eyelashes. That was the closest thing where I almost said something because it was just crazy. But I know I be having them days where I step out the crib in a bad fit or I'm looking bummy. So you know what I'm saying?
But the woman gonna say it every single time. I can't step
not
out
every single time.
I can't step out, look crazy, and a woman not gonna say she gonna say something.
It depends on how crazy I'm looking. Because there's definitely been times where I knew deep down, like I'm looking nuts right now, but she was just rocking with me, so she ain't saying nothing. But it depends on. It also depends on the circumstance. Like, okay, if you meet a woman and y'all in a relationship, and let's say she's like super skinny when y'all first get together, and then a year later, like it's like a crazy to the point where it's like unhealthy. If it's something like that, then I feel like you could say something just because it's like it ain't even necessarily about appearance. It could just be like health wise, like you concerned for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then again, that becomes a slippery slope too, because what woman is trying to hear that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's no smooth way to really do it if you got a concern.
This how I'm gonna do it. We get in the car, right? I'm looking straight forward, right? Hand on the steering wheel. You getting a little thicker, ain't it? And then now here come a fight. Here come an argument.
See, look, yeah,
crazy like, come on.
So like, I'm the type that like, let's say, yo, eyeliner or something is like you going too crazy on it, you know? And I'll be like, dang, you about to fly away with them winged eyeliner, ain't you? You know, something like that where it's just like, what? You know, it's like a little joke, but it's like, hey,
that's some truth.
Yeah, you know. So that's why I say, you know, it's just like I ain't trying to be mean, but hey, I mean, just throw this out there for you, you know.
Yeah, y'all bolder than me.
Nah, I'm gonna say something because it's like I just don't believe in, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm totally against like gossip, right? And I feel like it's not gossip if you say it to the person's face. So it's like anything that I'm gonna tell my homeboys or, you know what I'm saying, like if I was just talking about you or something like that, it's everything that I'm gonna say to your face and tell you directly. That's just how I live everything. But like I said, that comes with a lot of burned bridges. Like it's a lot of people that just think I'm, you know, one of the worst people ever, and I just have to live with that. You know, that just comes with it. But I'm gonna be honest.
I think it's nothing wrong being honest because, as I said, like I'm very honest as well. But it's just like try and like soften up the approach with it. You know, you ain't got to just be so straightforward. Because sometimes being super straightforward can feel like an attack to people when it's just like
100%.
You know, so it's just, you know, kind of, as I said, make it maybe like a little joke or I said, or even with like little stuff of like, if you feel like the thing with like a girl gaining weight or whatever, it's just like, you know, really just kind of lead by the example of like, yo, like, or, you know, just be like, hey, let's eat healthier, you know, like, hey, let's, you know, I want to start, you know, eating more salads. Like, you with me? Let's do that, you know?
You with me? What you mean you with me? You saying I need to eat more salads?
I mean, I'm saying we both could.
What are you trying to say right now, Mo?
I'm just saying we both could. And like, you know, if we're both going to be
there's no way out of that. I'm not going to lie to you. It sounds
good.
Yeah,
yes, you can. When you say that, like, if we, like, I'm saying we both could. I'm just saying I think it'll be, there's no wrong with eating healthier. And I know I want to start exercising more of a healthier lifestyle, you know, and I want you to be a part of that with me. And she's going to be like, okay, you know, because now it's something we're doing together. You know, it's love. You see, that's what I'm saying.
It ain't gonna go that smoothly, bro. I'll be like, she in her car, right? The car go a little lower. I say, hey, the car, it used to, that thing's starting to get a little lower every time you come in together. Like, what's going on? What we doing? No, I'm joking. But I would say though, like, if okay, say we go, like I used to have terrible eating habits or whatever. Like I used to take my girl in high school to like McDonald's all the time. Like, so say like she'd be like, okay, where are we going? McDonald's? Woo. I'd be like, nah. I'm trying to cut down on McDonald's. Something like this. I'm trying to eat more healthy. Most cases, most women, some women might be like, okay, I'll try it for the first couple times with you, and then they'll be like, Yeah, nah, I want to eat McDonald's. Like, salute to you on your health journey, everything like that. You can still eat healthy, but I still want to get this. And then at that point, it's like, dang, what do you do? That's how I feel like going around. It's just like, you got to be direct at some point and be like, you need to lose weight. I'm joking. Not saying it like that. Like, that's crazy. You need to lose weight, but it has to be a more direct way.
No, but I mean, but that's why I say, like, from my personal experience of like, I'll say like, hey, let's eat, healthy or whatever.
Let's go walk. Let's go for a walk.
Yeah, stuff like that. But then it's like, I will then, if we make this commitment to each other to do it, I'm be like, then I will call it out. Be like, yo, like, hey, like, you don't need to be eating that.
Like let's do the 60-day challenge.
Yeah, and if we say we're going to do that, and then you start going outside of that, and then you start eating how you was eating before, then I'm going to call it out. So then it's like, at that point, I'm like, hey, do what you want to do, but I'm just saying, like, I thought you said we were going to be doing this. I thought we was eating this.
I'm gonna go like this, right? Let's look at these results. Look at Vic Mensa 75 hard. Shit, we should try the 75 hard. What you trying to say? Like, we kind of losing it? Hey, I'm just saying, hey, I ain't gonna lie, both of us kind of getting off that boat, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm gonna go. And then, like, if we locked in like that for real, you're gonna laugh too. And you're gonna be like, all right, let's do it. But if y'all ain't that, you know what I'm saying? If they sensitive, man, and just hey.
I mean, if we ain't that locked in, then like your weight shouldn't really, because
100%.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that. But that's why I say, like, even with just something of like, if we go on a few dates, and then I'm starting to notice something like, all right, I don't think necessarily that you should continue to wear this, or you should continue to like the way you do something. I'm like, I'm not really fucking with it, like, then I will probably, make some type of comment about it. And then from there, we can kind of move forward. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I said, like, I for me, it's never usually an issue. Like, I usually know how to, like, if it's something that I feel I would like to see something change in a woman, where it's nothing crazy. I'm not going to tell you to change your whole wardrobe or your whole way of doing things. But if it's something that I'm like, I don't think this really looks that good on you. I think, or I'll just try to say, like, I think you look better when you do blah, blah, blah. I think that is a cuter look on you, but hey, but it's everybody got their own way of doing things. And, some women gonna take certain things one way, some women gonna take it another.
No, that's facts. That's facts. We approaching it's been a long time since we've been on here at 1 a.m. But we here.
We got the most people watching right now. So shout out everybody watching right now. I guess it might have been some woman lurking to see like the cheat codes and everything like that. If y'all was looking for the sauce, y'all welcome. This is a 1 a.m. podcast. I do want to say that, like, we do this show every week. We've been doing it for like a few years now and stuff. It's just on a whole nother channel called the 1 a.m. podcast. Please subscribe to that podcast because it has 5 subscribers, and it had to be at least 6 people watching this tonight on the live. So if those 6 people that watch this tonight would subscribe to the channel, we will have 10 subscribers, 11 subscribers technically, but like, just giving the more person grace. But yeah,
you need to change the name of because it's technically 1 a.m. podcast 992.
yeah, on YouTube.
It's not technically the 1 a.m. podcast.
The 1 a.m. because it's probably like
it's probably we're on the
I'll have to see. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, y'all subscribe to the podcast, everything like that. I wanted to syndicate it on my channel tonight, just to I don't know, try different stuff and everything like that. And I like the results, man. How'd y'all feel about chat and everything like that?
Cool.
It was dope. It was a little bit more interactive. I didn't feel like I was sometimes I'll be feeling like I know eventually we're gonna hit our stride. That's the reason I don't have no issue doing it. Like, I don't really care about what the numbers are right now, because I feel like if we stay consistent doing this, I just think eventually we'll have like a viral clip or something like that, and it'll start to pick up steam organically. But yeah, it was dope though. To have people interact. They didn't feel like we were just talking to each other. Like, so yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, had to, since we on, Rashad's page, had to think about what we were saying a little more.
Oh yeah, the DeJounte thing, I had to shut that down immediately.
I respect it. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together until he says. I was like, oh yeah, he is on the Pelicans. Yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot. But,
and then the spit thing for the nanny, I was like, yeah, that would have been insane because like my mom could very well be one of these 3 people right now watching this. So
oh, she taps in. She watches your lives.
No, not really all the time, but every now and again she'll probably watch it. So yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Man, Miss Renee know you're a grown man. You spit in that thing from time to time, man.
All right, and with that being said, fellas, y'all give y'all social media out and everything like that.
Yeah, _ Jelani, 2 underscores at the end. TikTok and bro, I'm gonna have to just make. I don't even want to have this discussion anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna just have to. We had a TikTok and then I lost access to my last phone, so like I literally have to start over again. So yeah, man. But yeah, _ Jelani, 2 underscores at the end. If you want to catch me on Twitter, so.
But they call me RB Mo. You find me on TikTok at Rubber Band Mo. You can find me on Instagram at RBMO ____. And you can find me on the big X at MoNose _. Add me on Facebook. Mo. No, I'm joking. Never mind.
That's literally one of my favorite parts of the episode when you do the X, bro. I was just waiting for it. I was like, when is he coming? Is he gonna say X now? Go ahead, Jelani.
Also, I am gonna make a Facebook for this podcast though, because I'm like, Facebook is like that's where the most people is at.
No, facts.
For sure. But yeah, man, you guys subscribe and watch the podcast and stuff like that. I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. And in terms of like my channel or the individual lives, I'll still be live in a few minutes. Just probably gonna take a little break and then hit the live before I go to sleep. So yeah, it'll be a shorter one probably tonight. That's a personal. You guys don't care about that. All right, but we'll see you next time. As always, take care of yourselves.
2 Tony APs, looking like Weezy. Haven't